And apparently we're live. I don't know if anybody's there.
Yeah, Jughead Grayson is there. Hey, Jughead.
Oh, somebody was already there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just waiting. We got 3 minutes.
Yeah, we're a little early, but we wanted to make sure we could be seen and heard. Can you hear us?
Yeah, just let us know if whoever's there, if anybody can hear us.
Because otherwise we'll start getting nervous. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Hey, Willie, how are you?
Yep, there we come.
We got Willie on. We got Jughead.
It says, welcome to live chat.
Everything is all good.
Oh,
hey,
okay.
Ron. Okay, good. Y'all can hear us?
Yeah, that's what we were wondering. We want to make sure people can actually hear us.
Hey, Karen.
Yep, Karen Overton. It says, remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Learn more. You can't see that. We're looking at it on our side. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it's on their side.
Jughead said, don't get nervous. Hey, Fandom.
Fandom D Saint. Yeah.
Is there?
Namor.
Oh, Namor.
Yeah, like from Marvel Comics.
Okay. Joseph from Chicago.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Joseph Grundy. We used to live in Illinois.
Yeah. We lived in Elgin for a while. Good morning. Happy Sunday from New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
They were on the last time.
Namor, loud and clear from the
Caribbean.
Caribbean or Caribbean? I guess it depends on
Billy Ocean says Caribbean.
Depends on your syntax.
Yeah. So that's good. Willie is from Milwaukee.
From Milwaukee. We're currently in Georgia.
Yay!
In an undisclosed location, deep in the ground.
Yeah, I wish.
Deep underground where it's nice and safe.
So we hope everybody had a good week.
Yeah.
Since the last time we all spoke. Hey, what's up? Thor. I'm not going to even try that last
Thor
name.
Anacostia.
Okay.
What's up, David? And lovely Lady Papa. Of course she is.
You.
She's gorgeous. She knocks me out every time I look at her.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a lot coming up still. Even we did the roundup. We put the roundup up this morning.
Nuclear shelter. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what you need nowadays. You got to wonder. But yeah, we did the roundup this morning, and of course, Joefest is coming up. Yeah. Well, Joefest was on today, but we didn't go today.
Yeah.
We didn't go today, but we are going to be there tomorrow, and Sergeant Slaughter will be there because Sergeant Slaughter is everywhere.
Yeah, and it's in Augusta, Georgia.
That's
so
in
if
Augusta.
Anybody is nearby, it is in Augusta, Georgia. And I think the doors open at 10.
Yeah, general admission should be like $10.
No, the doors open at 10.
Yeah, but general admission.
I thought it was 15.
15 for the early bird at 9.
Oh, okay.
And general admission is 10.
Yeah, we have ordered. Thor asked if we have ever ordered from Big Bad Toy Store. Yes, we have, and we've ordered and received stuff. David just got something on yesterday.
Yeah.
Actually, they're a good store. Their packing is good.
Yeah, the packing is good, and their pile of loot option makes it very preferable because they have a $4 flat rate shipping. So you throw the stuff in the yeah.
Now go ahead.
You throw your stuff in the pile of loot.
Hello?
And then they'll hold it for you for I think up to 6 months, and then ship everything all at once. And so you still only pay the $4 for the postage. So that's pretty cool. Does your toy room have a lead line 6-foot walls in your undisclosed location? The concrete walls, and they're pretty thick actually. I got a video of me building that room. It's from this to this video because that room was completely demolished and I had to rebuild it from scratch. I had to dig a trench around the house and reseal the outside of the house because it's in the basement, and the basement had severe water damage from neglect. So I had to basically rebuild it, but there is a video of that up on this channel. Oh, Harry O says, just got my multiverse Batman Beyond today.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yes, agreed. Great customer service. I like her ringtone.
Cosmic Enforcer, hooray.
Harry said from Big Bad. He bought his Batman from Big Bad Toy Store.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, 90 days, not 6. Yes, the Paula Loot is only for.
Oh, I
90 days.
thought it was 6 months.
No, it's 90 days. I just had to release some stuff from my Paula Loot. So I should be getting it in a week or so.
Robert's just a fan, just popped in.
Hey, Robert.
And happy Saturday day. Oh, there she is. Yeah. A little delayed on the messages there.
Oh, okay.
Because that's all. It's just running a little behind.
Yeah, we got a couple of things in this week. David just got something from Big Bad Toy Store. What did you get?
Actually, it's a couple of G.I. Joe classifieds, because I had pre-ordered them like a million years ago before I kind of gave up on it, but it was sitting in my pile of loot because they came in, and I'm not going to cancel my pre-order. I'm going to honor it. What do you think of the new Action Force figures from Valaverse? They're compatible with the I just said it too, the G.I. Joe classifieds, and they have a Sergeant Slaughter, so I think that's pretty cool. They actually look kind of better. K&L
Collectibles is here. They're a friend of LJ the Geek. Yeah.
How you doing?
I need to watch
your we know LJ.
Video. I'm looking forward to the NECA Wolfman.
Yeah, Ridley Cinema. A lot of people are liking that they're doing Universal. The only thing about it with us is everybody's done Universal. The figures have been done over and over and over again. But so far, I mean, I like what NECA's done with it.
Yeah, they're doing a good job with it. I bought the one from Diamond Select. It's an older set from the early 2000s.
Yeah, 8-inch, like Migos style.
Yeah, they're on the card, but the card already has a bubble, a protective case around it. It's pretty nice.
And it's got little hang tabs, so you don't have to fool with it too much. Yeah, so you
don't have to worry about getting it in a case, finding a case for it or anything.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, but I do like the Universal monsters. They're pretty good. And I think Sideshow did some, because when I was looking at, getting some, I saw Sideshow had some 6-scale ones.
K&L says he's trying to stay cool in 95-degree weather. I think it's like, what, 86 out here right now?
Yeah.
Something like that.
But never the Larry Talbot. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Jughead said that he was watching a few comments back. He's watching the new the original Raw G.I. Joe series on YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to get back to that. We bought the DVD because we were watching it on YouTube for a while.
And some's missing.
Yeah, some of it is missing, but we bought the DVD so we can add it to our weekly shows.
Yeah, our weekly watching regiment. Dr. Jones, thank you for your content. You're welcome. Any Micronauts? I do.
Oh, you do?
I do have, I used to have a pretty large Micronauts collection, part of the collection I lost, but I do have a couple of, I think I have one carded one on display down there, actually, but I might have a couple more. I just got to dig around because we still have stuff in totes, despite the space.
Yeah, with the amount of space we got, which is a fair size, still run out really quick.
Yeah, you think you're going to have enough space.
Cosmic Enforcer says that the Funko stock went up 176% over 5 years.
Technically, because it tanked. I think the lowest point was like $2.80, $2.80.
Like, not last year, but it was about 2 years ago.
Yeah,
it was down to like $2 and some change, and it went up, and it stayed consistent now in the $20 range over the last few months.
That was the time to buy it.
Yeah, when it was at $2.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it was at $2 and some change.
That was the time. But anyway.
Yeah, anyway, but you got it on the agenda.
Well, of course, like we said, we're going to Joefest tomorrow. We're going to film it. We're going to bring the camera, and we are going to make a video tour and bring it to those of you who can't get out or don't have shows in your area. Yeah, the shows are slowly starting to come back. Yeah. We've been seeing some videos, people have been going around. So it's slowly coming back. And I think, did SDCC happen already? I don't even know. Because I remember seeing some stuff on it, some preview of releases from various companies, but I don't know if it happened or not. I don't know if it happened or not either. Robert's just a fan, said he was thinking about Love at First Bite. We've seen Love at First Bite. That's we did with Hamilton. Yeah, we Love at First Bite, the comedy Dracula film. And the song you're thinking of is I think it's Nightlife. I love the nightlife. I like to boogie is the song that they struck from it. It's the disco tune that was written for that particular film.
Link says he heard that the price at Joefest was high. No, it's like $10.
Yeah, it's high if you're doing the all-in package, or if you're going
with
to
breakfast.
Yeah, they have a breakfast package where you can sit and have breakfast with Sergeant Slaughter and stuff like that, and it can get pretty expensive. But general admission at the determined opening time, which is 10 o'clock, is like $10. Plus, you get a military discount. Always ask when you go to these shows, if you were in the military, a lot of them have a military discount. I think this one is what, 10%, and 10% is 10%. You know, take what you can get.
Yeah, I know. You know, $2 is $2. Really say he wants to watch the Golden Girls. He wants to get that on Blu-ray.
Really?
Yeah.
I was never into that.
I mean, when I watched it as a kid, because you didn't have a lot of options, we didn't have cable, so you kind of had to watch it. It wasn't horrible then, but I actually went back and watched a episode or two, and I was like, this is pretty.
Well, a lot of shows are. It's just a matter of whether or not you have a nostalgic connection to it. Oh, there's LJ.
Yeah. Thor says, great. Do you think that you might have some vendors charge outrageous price? They always
yes
do.
And no. There's always going to be those guys. There's always going to be those guys. I was thinking about doing a video on how to shop at shows, because there's a trick to it.
Yeah.
Or a few tricks. There's a few tricks of the trade that you should know when you're going in and dealing with a vendor. But yeah, there's always those guys that are going to be outrageous, and they're not going to compromise, because they're like, I had to drive 2 hours, and I had to pack this stuff, and I had to pay X amount to get into the show, and I'm going to get my money. But sometimes the show's not about just making money. It's about advertising yourself as a business. And some vendors miss that point. They totally miss that point.
Robert is wondering what we're expecting or hoping to see at the Joefest. I don't really go in. I do go in with money just in case, but I never really expect to see anything or find anything, because my collection is so limited. And usually I only look for vintage Masters of the Universe. And when they do have it, it's always the ones that I already have. And I don't usually look for too much of anything else, unless it's just something that catches my eye. And I'm like, oh, man, yeah, I wanted that, or I didn't know that was around, something like that. But I never go in with an expectation, but I do go prepared. I'll say it like that. Yeah,
besides, we like looking at especially if it's got vintage stuff, we like looking at all the vintage different stuff, even if it's something that we don't collect. Are y'all collecting the classified line? I was collecting it, and that's Balmer. I was collecting it, and I got discouraged because the Cobra Island stuff from the Target exclusives killed it for me, and so I backed off. I stopped looking for it. And as far as me at the show, I always say I'm not going in expecting anything, because that's how you get into the trap of going to a show and then not finding anything and saying, I'm not leaving without something. And then you end up buying something you don't want at all. So I try not to have any expectations, although I would love to find a complete Terradrome. Because if you buy an incomplete one, you'll spend just as much looking for the pieces. It's cheaper to buy it complete. But I haven't had, I talked about this in the last video, some couple of shady characters at the last Joefest actually not being 100% honest about their Terradromes, and I caught them at it, and was like, I'm not buying anything from you, forget it. Ridley wants to know if we play any video games.
I don't.
Well, you see, that's all video game equipment back there, and you see all the different systems in each of the different cubby holes there, going all the way back to Atari 2600. And the ones that I like the most, honestly, is the Nintendo NES and the Sega Genesis. I still default back to that every time.
Wow, Shanoa is a subscriber from Uruguay in South America. Wow.
Oh yeah, we're hearing from people all over the place too.
Yeah. Do you think you would ever get back to? You keep saying back. We never been to San Diego Comic-Con.
No, we didn't. I know somebody who did do it, and that was Bud Plant. Bud Plant, who was going to SDCC. He had gone 48 years in a row.
Oh, wow.
48 years, and he wanted to do like a 50th anniversary and retire from the business. And 48 was it. He had to give up because the show had gotten so outrageously expensive for vendors. He couldn't even make half of what it was costing him back. And you know, with a big comic book setup, the guy's got a lot of stuff and original art and whatever. Couldn't make enough money because SDCC has turned into such a thing that they overcharge the crap out of the vendors. And he was like, I'm not going to make it to 50. I give up. And that was kind of, I felt bad for him. K&L, the collecting hunt never ends. No, it doesn't seem to.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to.
I think, I don't know, seem like Comic-Con, I don't know if it's going to get back to where it used to be. Because even this year, when I saw the thing about San Diego Comic-Con, they were talking about how it was going to be a limited amount of people, and that's when they were doing the passport and everything. So I don't know. Probably by next year, it might get back to where it was, where you can just go freely and do what you want to do. But
yeah,
I don't know. Oh yeah.
PC360 says he loves the catalog tours. I'm glad somebody does. No, they don't get a lot of views, but the people who see the catalog tours seem to be really into them. So I don't mind doing them at all. Bud Plant, is that a real name? I don't know. I don't know if that's his real name or not. Sequential Geek, cheers. How you doing?
Hey.
CAN, do you mind saying your age? I was curious based on your interests.
David is 61.
Am I?
Yeah. And I'm 23.
Oh, wow. David's got it hooked up. It's just
KJ.
KJ, I guess. KJ. Love your videos. Thanks for all you guys do. You're welcome. I'm glad that people enjoy it.
Do you like any designer collectibles? I don't know what designer collectibles is.
Oh, you know, like Mighty Jacks and those collectible vinyl statues and stuff like that. No, we don't have any of that kind of stuff, actually.
Looking 40, I'm 53.
Get out looking 40, I'm 50. Yeah, I see that. Jughead likes the catalog videos. Excellent. That's two.
I'm lucky I got to go to one.
What?
Oh, I was looking at Robert Hughes, said he was lucky he got to go to one San Diego Comic-Con. Never forget it. Great time. I think I saw Batman Dead End that year. Okay.
No, we never went to a SDCC.
We never been to a really big show that, like San Diego, New York.
Me, not since like the 90s. Yeah. Me, not since the 90s when I used to go to I've been to a few really big shows in Boston area.
Really, say age is but a number as long as you're above 18.
Yeah, thank you for adding that bracket there. Mary Lou, enjoy watching you both. Thank you.
Dragon Con isn't small. I never been to Dragon Con. That's here in the Atlanta area. That's coming
that's
up,
right.
I think next month. I've never been. Every time I've seen it, I actually looked up Comic-Cons this year. The years prior, I didn't look it up, and then when Dragon Con came, when I found out it was already happening.
Yeah.
So I thought about us going this year. I don't know if we will or not, but we'll see.
LJ thought he was old. That's what he says. I thought I was old. 61, 71, 91. I feel like I am.
You were in my old hometown, Chicago. Yeah, we lived in Elgin for a couple of years. We lived there, and then we moved to Georgia after that. So.
Two old geeks talking. He comments a lot on the videos.
Yeah.
I like smoking my pipe in the hammock and listening to you both. taking a nap.
The only big show I've been to was New York Comic-Con. Yeah.
It's a big one.
I would like to go and see the cosplay mainly. Not so much the big vendors. Like I know they have spaces for small vendors, like a toy fair like vendor.
Yeah.
But I like to tour that and see the cosplayers because I'll look at it on they have a website. I can't remember the name, where the person takes a picture of like the majority of them and posts them up. So I like looking at that, but I want to go to one of those to see mainly the cosplayers. So I think they're cool.
The biggest ones I saw in the 90s were like the sci-fi shows, or it's especially if it was a Star Trek show, and that's the only place you saw cosplay was at the Star Trek shows, and of course they were Star Trek characters, obviously. But that's about as big as it got back then.
Hey,
back when a convention, the big show was less than $20 admission and autographs were free. Just saying.
I never heard about toy shows and stuff like that until me and David got married, and we started. Well, he dragged me into collecting, but before that, I never heard of it.
Yeah, I threw a net over him.
I never heard of it, saw it, or any of that type of stuff. So it was all foreign to me.
Harry O says he's 56 but 13 mentally. Yeah, I know.
I hope I look as great.
See what you've done to me now?
61.
You rat. I'm going to fix you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
Robert misses the comic newsstands on the downtown block. Learn about the Alien versus Predator comic. Yeah, they don't have that anymore, do they? Magazines are disappearing completely anyway. Magazines are a dying breed. And comic books are not that far behind.
Well, it moved everything to the internet, and even that's starting to die out. People are not reading it. I like reading a comic book while I'm not comic books, magazines when I'm waiting in the grocery store. I get in the line where there's magazines, so I can read the covers.
Yeah, and they don't sell.
No.
I don't know why. I don't know why. They never sold when I was a kid. Shinoa. I was watching the Comic Cons video you guys posted a few months ago and couldn't agree with more when David said it was wrong to see figures you can get on stores going for triple the price at convention. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. And if these people had left them on the shelves for people that actually wanted them, they wouldn't be at the shows for that price.
Lexington, Kentucky, two old geeks talking. He asked if we would ever get to the Lexington Comic Con. A comic and toy show. Is that in Kentucky? Because I think I actually have. Let me see. Oh, it's in the other room.
You got a stack of cards
and I saw
here.
one in Kentucky, and I want to say it was in Lexington, Kentucky, and it's coming up. I want to say August, but I don't know. I think that's too far.
It might be
because we try to
limit it.
Limit the our travel to 2.5 hours. And the reason why we do that is because if you go out there and you don't find anything, you don't feel all that bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you drive
if you're going to drive 4 or 6 hours away and you don't find anything, you're going to hit your head on the dashboard all the way home.
You're going to come up with a million excuses of why you shouldn't, why you should have stayed home. So we told ourselves that we'll go about 2 hours away.
Yeah.
In all directions. Now, there is one coming up in Savannah, Georgia, and that's about 4 hours, but it's like close to my parents. So you can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah.
Mary Lou says, so are CDs and cameras. Yeah, all that stuff is fading away fast.
Yeah.
Rakeem Watkins wants to know what shirt I'm wearing. This this thing.
Oh, this old thing?
Yeah. I don't know what it says. It probably says Americans are morons. You don't know what it says. I'm not sure what it says.
2 Old Geeks said Lexington is in Kentucky, has about 20,000.
Oh, Craig Books Day. Did you go for Mezco's Vapor 112? No, I didn't, but I wouldn't have hit it anyways because it disappeared too quickly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's another one of like their intellectual properties that sold out in like less than a minute. Grinchville, I bought a comic the other day, first time in years, more ads than story in it. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not
I don't think I
surprised at all.
ever flipped through a comic book. Like I do the omnibus, so you don't get any ads. But like an actual comic book, I don't think I actually ever looked through it.
Jughead wants to know how you got into He-Man. It's the tender age of 23.
Yeah, and then I'm always talking about how I watched it as a kid, right? Yeah, no. I did watch it as a kid. I'm not 20. Everybody knows that. Shoot.
Yeah. You look it sometimes.
Let's see. Corey Yates, Salem, Oregon here. Hey, all the way from Oregon. We usually have to travel to Tacoma or Seattle for convention. I'm thinking of flying to Georgia or Florida where the action's at. Oh, yeah. Florida has a lot of Comic-Con and toy shows. But in Georgia, in our area, surprisingly, is not that many. Because I look it up all the time. And it was a lot more in the Chicago area because there was one place that had it every 3 months. And then they had others all over the place. So it was a lot there. But surprisingly, for this area where we are, being a big city and all, they don't have that much. T-shirt says duck soup. Oh, yeah?
Ariel says that. It might. I don't know. I've got a few of these, a few shirts like this. I don't know what they say.
Yeah, Mary Lou say, even though you don't find anything, the experience is nice. It is. Just looking around, walking around, seeing the people, talking to people is nice.
Yeah,
it is.
And that's really something that we're going to include more of. We did at the last comic show we went to, where we stopped some cosplayers and say, hey, you know, can we take your picture, and we're going to put it on our channel.
And we also talked to a lot of the vendors and people that did the dioramas and asked them how they got into it, asked them questions about the stuff that they were doing. And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What does have?
BrolyCon, is the museum finished? Also, do you have any original Castle Grayskulls? The museum's never finished. And, but no, we don't have any Castle Grayskulls.
No, no. I'm not into play sets like all that. I'm really not. I'm just getting vehicles, and only because David bought me vehicles is that the reason why I have vehicles. And I do have like one play set, like that Raggedy Ann and Andy play set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ridley Cinema, do you ever watch the Alpha? Alpha's hilarious.
Yeah, we do watch.
And it's an adult-oriented show. People are misled by the idea that there's a puppet. It's a racy show. It's not made for kids.
We started watching it. We started watching it at work. And you know, we just turned it on because for the people that we work with, it is not vulgar or anything.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it.
And to emphasize on that, if anybody's curious, we work in mental health, and so we're hands-on dealing with people, dealing with clients, and so they have their television time, and that's one of the shows that they're watching.
And they actually like Alf, but I was listening to it, and I was like, oh my God, I don't remember Alf ever being this funny.
Yeah.
And it was
never paid attention to it when you were a kid.
As a kid, you didn't really pay attention, but now he's hilarious.
Electric Emphasis, is there one specific comic you want to own? You know, and again, if to those of you who've been watching a long time, you know I had a massive comic book collection stolen from me, a lot of vintage silver and golden age stuff. You know, off the top of my head, the first thing that pops in my mind, I want my first appearance of the modern Ghost Rider back. Which is what Marvel.
I thought you bought that book the last time.
That's issue #1, not the first appearance. I think the first appearance is what, Marvel Spotlight #5, if I'm not mistaken. I want that back for some reason. And my #1 Conan from the 70s. Of all the stuff that I had, that's the first thing that pops into my head.
Craig says he has over 129 Mezcos. Wow.
I've got a bunch. I don't have quite that many. Favorites, I could do a top 5. You know which one I really like? The Samurai Wolverine. I've got the Samurai Wolverine, was a convention exclusive. Although he sucks for standing because the way his shoes are, he can't freestand. You've got to use this. You've got to use the arm. But I really like the overall look of it, and I also really like the Red Sun Superman.
Distorted Reality is the one that said, I think he's the one that told me the Earth was going to end.
No more pops. Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, I got some more coming too because there's still some on back order.
Rakeem wants to know how often we pick up figures. We haven't been to a yard sale in a long time. Yeah, actually.
No, we actually went to one like a week or so ago.
Yeah, that's the first one in like at least a year.
Probably more than that.
Yeah, I know. I wish we had more time for it.
We don't really find things like
not out here.
You
not
see
out here.
Videos of people and they're like, "Oh man, look what I find at a yard sale."
Or at a thrift store. and I can't find nothing in the thrift store. And I get people showing stuff they found in thrift stores on Facebook, and I'm like, why? You brought that in there and hid it and pretended to find it. I just want to scream my head off. It's like, no way you found that.
Jughead says your T-shirt says it's getting too expensive to make toys in China.
Yeah, I know.
A journey in collecting Masters of the Universe videos is a great idea. I hope to see more. Yeah,
she's going to be doing more. That's PC 360's comment.
As I get them, like I said, I have a budget and stuff, and to keep myself on track, I limit myself to 2 figures a month because they're getting pricey. So 2 figures a month, depending on what it is, it might be 1 figure a month until I get my, and I showed the list. I have a list of the ones that I want. And once I get those, I'm going to pretty much kind of cut it off.
Ridley Cinema says her uncle was friends in high school in Kansas with the guy who created Alf.
Oh, Ridley Cinema. Yeah, I see it now. David, did you ever collect the Playmates Dick Tracy?
No,
figures?
I did not have the Playmates Dick Tracy. It's one of the few, actually, if you're looking to get like a 90s collection of figures, it's one of the few out there that's still really cheap, except for that one figure, and you know which one that is.
2 old guys asked if we have extra insurance. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Through our insurance company, they have high value item, something, another. But it is extra insurance.
If you got enough stuff, you should add it to your insurance.
You should.
And you don't need specific action figure insurance or anything like that. I know they advertise that. If you have homeowner or renter's insurance, you contact them and tack it right on anyway.
Yeah, you just tell them you want to add more because you have a collection, and sometimes they ask you for a list or how many pieces, and they ask you for an estimate of how much it's worth. Always tell them a little more because you're constantly adding.
Yeah, plus the values change.
Yeah, and the collections change. I have a list of all of my figures. So if something happened and they get all crazy, like, oh, you didn't have that. No, look at the list. And also your video. If you videotape it, even if you don't put it on YouTube, you just videotape it, the unboxing
just
or
to
do
have,
tours. Yeah, some type of evidence to say, yes, I did have that figure. Yeah.
Craig's book. Brooks Day says Ronin is amazing. That's the that's the Samurai Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
It's the Ronin Wolverine. I couldn't think of the term. Electric Emphasis. You know, there's a certain Alf comic cover, very expensive Alf 48. That's the one where they had to pull it from the shelves because it looks like he was humping a seal on the cover.
Really?
Yeah, he was riding it, but it didn't look right.
The best looking cover on YouTube. Thanks.
Oh, I know it. That's because of her. Melandros.
Yeah, he's from David Chicago. Boo.
Hello, David and Lady Pop. Oh, okay. That was the same one.
Out of all the old toys, what would you love to pick up? Both of you always wanted the toy skyscraper, which toppled over, kind of like Town Inferno.
I think I know the set you're talking about. It's like little beams and you put it together. I can't remember what they called it. I'd love to find toys or action figures.
It's the same thing.
I'd like to find the Kenner Alien, even loose. I'd like to find a Kenner Alien right now. Remember at the last show, the guy wouldn't sell it to me.
That guy wanted like $20,000.
He said he only brought it to show it off. He was like, I'm not really trying to sell it. It's like, you jerk.
I want the He-Man and Battle Cat 2-pack.
Yeah.
I would really like that.
George Alexander, have you seen the upcoming Meagle Klingon Kang? It looks sweet. No, I haven't seen that yet.
I think I had a 45 with it.
Who are some of your favorite? Oh, I'm sorry. Link Cross. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers regarding collecting? Well, let me see.
We watch a bunch of people.
We watch a few people. Analog is okay. The guy from Australia, he's okay. Yeah, MIB, Master Museum, because he's really passionate. Yeah. You know, I like him. Who is it? Jason from New 80s Revolution is a good one. Let me see. And, you know, if we don't catch up to you here, the comments are flying through pretty quick, so it's easy to miss something.
How did I come off as a chick? To be clear, not That is important, but I'm a dude. Oh, I said, oh, Ridley, I called you a girl and you're a guy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know.
We don't know.
But I know that, so I was trying to remember. Okay, Craig, have you seen the
112 Hulkbuster?
No.
Yeah, we did. We showed it on the weekly roundup a couple of weeks back. It's expensive. It's real expensive, actually, for a 12 scale figure.
PC says that he had a list when he was collecting. I have the complete, wow, but loose, but still, you know. Love your carded collection. I think it's awesome. Thanks a lot. Favorite YouTuber, Mr. Evil Cheese, Knick-Knack. I never heard of those guys. But you know, honestly, like YouTube give you the recommendations, and I'll look at the recommendations and read the title. And if it's a something it sounds like I want to hear, I'll watch it. Not always subscribing, but then it'll keep coming on my recommendations and I'll just keep watching. You know what I mean?
Rakeem says, are you going to get the 6 scale Akira figure and bike from Bandai? I'd like to, but the price point is really high on that, and I try to be careful with buying modern stuff that's got really high price points on it. Do you, Shanoa, do you guys collect Star Wars Black Series or Vintage Collection? No, I don't collect any of that stuff. I don't. It's a big rabbit hole. I don't want to get dragged down it. It's true. I mean, they just keep cranking the stuff out. What are they on, wave 40 now?
Yeah,
or more? It might be even more than that. And Distorted Reality. Did you ever get into the TV series Chips? I used to watch it when I was a kid.
I used to watch it as a kid.
You know, that's where Michael Dorn got his
Eric Estrada.
Michael Dorn, Worf from Star Trek: The Next Generation started off there. If you bring it up to him in a show, you'll want to talk about it. I know I don't have anything from that show. I used to have the Mego figures, but I don't anymore.
Electric says, are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle monster figures rare or common?
They're rare.
Yeah.
They're hard to find.
Yeah. And when you do, they're really expensive.
Oh, George knows MIB. Yeah, he's
good.
He's passionate about what he's doing.
Coffee or tea? I'm a tea kind of gal.
Both.
Yeah, David drinks both. He drinks cold coffee. Who does that?
Me.
Okay, wait now. You're going fast. It's moving. I have been outpriced from buying statues. It went away.
Oh, you're trying. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
it's flying up pretty quick.
Sideshow, among others. Yeah, I'm going to Miss DC Direct.
Everything's getting more expensive, and it's a discussion I've been meaning to have too.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
And then Prime One, if you order directly from their website, you have to pay the international shipping price, and that can be $200 and $300
or more. The shipping can be insane.
They had a figure that I was, debating. Well, statue, sorry, that I was debating, but I was like, man, $500 for shipping, it's, that's just ridiculous. So I don't know. Yeah, NECA has been recreating some of the Kenner aliens with current molds.
Yeah, and the Kenner Aliens series, and I used to have the entire series. It was pretty interesting for the 90s. It was nice, and NECA's done a good job of trying to recapture that look. Nalandro says, I'm aware of the difficulty finding G.I. Joe classifieds. You can pre-order barbecue right now. I want to help you out. I need all the help I can get because I can never find any of that stuff, and I don't like dealing with their pre-orders anymore either, because very often, especially Target, Walmart, Best Buy, they just throw something in a box. They will make it fit. Box too small, no problem. Box too big, no problem. And they just jam it in there, and it comes to you looking like it was thrown off the Empire State Building.
Hold on, because somebody asked a question.
Yeah, I know, it's like.
Okay, Corey asked if I got the Pixel Dan book. I did. I bought it from Sideshow. I really like it. It's out of date already.
It's already behind.
Yeah, because they constantly put out stuff. But for me, that's fine, because I only wanted the original stuff anyway, the older stuff. So I was fine with that. And Lainey asked if I got the Soundwave 3.0. Yeah, I did. I love that figure. Although
nice. They already got another version, That grayscale one.
With him, and
he's
he
got a
has that
headband.
bandana on.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that. I already have one, so I don't need the other with just a bandana. You know.
Trevor Wright, what do you think about critical toy reviewers versus non-critical toy reviewers? Well, here you got to be careful. Yeah, can of worms coming right up.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with any reviews that you see, not just because we talked about that before, movies and TV shows and whatever reviews, professional reviews that are done. And make no mistake, many of these big toy channels are professional reviews. They're getting the stuff for free, and they may even be getting compensated for it, and they're going to be beaming with it. And nobody's paying me to talk. I'd rather just be honest. And speaking of another good one, Rad Titan.
Yeah, they're
RADD Titan. And I've talked to this guy, and he has a video out, and this is very important to I know I'm going to ignore the comments for a second here. Very important to understand when it comes to the concept of reviews, because it's two guys. They're in the UK, and they were approached by Sideshow because they have a big statue review channel that they do on YouTube, and they're on Instagram and whatever. And Sideshow came to them, and one of them went to the meeting and one didn't, because one of them is a little more rough than the other. And the more refined one went to the meeting, and he came back and he says, absolutely not, we're not going to do it, because what Sideshow said was, we're gonna give you the product, we're gonna compensate you, but you give the review we tell you to give.
Yeah.
You give the review we tell you to give. You don't review it yourself anymore. And any negative ones on your channel, we want them removed. Yeah. And they were like, no, you people trust us, and we don't want to lose that. It was their attitude about it, and kudos to them. So shout out to Rad Titan.
Yeah, and that's just ridiculous. I mean, how are you going to be a company and you want reviews on your product, but then you want to pad the reviews, and then somebody buys it? Like, what if we, were paid and say, oh yeah, this is the best toy, it's great, it's awesome, and then you buy it and you're like, oh, them liars, you can't believe nothing they say. They said this was great and awesome. I touched it and it fell to pieces.
Yeah. But people, and when I give honest reviews, people get mad at me too. They get upset because they're so used to that flowery response from these big channels that get paid to tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah, but flowery reviews is what people are looking for. They want to be lied to and all that stuff. But you can't buy stuff on that. You got to buy on the truth. And if it's no good, it's no good. But some things, like David review all of my statues and stuff, and he messes with. My thing is,
hi Patrick. Patrick just jumped in.
I take the statue out of the box, I set it on the table, it's never touched again. I'm just being honest.
I'm the one that picks it apart.
Now when David has his figures, he poses it, he's flying, is doing all kinds of stuff, it falls apart. Mine doesn't, because I'm gonna set it in one spot, and the only time it moves is when I move it to dust, and then I'm gonna put it right back where it was. But you can't just lie to and say, oh yeah, this is great, it has great articulation, and it doesn't.
Yeah, it's a lie.
Yeah.
But LJ says the price hike on everything, they're blaming on the pandemic. It was already happening before that.
But now COVID is being blamed for everything.
They have an excuse now, basically.
Target is bringing back old Target exclusives this July. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Occam's Razor says, or if I pronounce that right, Occam's Razor says, say hi to Sergeant Slaughter for me at Joefest. You're looking for anything in particular? Not specifically, but I'm hoping that I'm going to run across things that I need.
We saw Sergeant Slaughter at the last.
He's in a lot of these shows.
Yeah, I couldn't go over there and even wave because he looks bad, and it was him and I can't remember the other guy name, the one that broke his neck.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Basically what she means is that it's kind of sad to see them, how the industry has just wrecked them physically, a lot of these guys, and you see them and they're like, you're like, oh my God, that's who? Like when we met Razor Ramon, and it's like, Razor Ramon doesn't look like Razor Ramon anymore. And
Yeah,
it's nothing against them personally, but it's like you think about like the movie The Wrestler, and there's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of truth for a lot of these guys who gave everything they had, got almost nothing back, and their health has been seriously affected by it.
Yeah, and then you remember them when they were in their prime. They were jumping off of ropes.
Hey, Raccoon Eyes.
Hey, Raccoon Eyes. And they were jumping off of ropes, and they were doing all this thing. And you remember them that way. And then now it's 20, 30 years later, and you're at a toy show or a Comic-Con or whatever, and you see them in wheelchairs. They can barely walk. They just don't look like what you remember, and it's just heartbreaking.
It's hard because you're linked to that nostalgia and that time period, and that's how you remember them. And you see them now, and you're like, "Who's this?"
Yeah, because Sergeant, like I said, Sergeant Slaughter, and I cannot remember that guy's name, but they were there, and I did not recognize Sergeant Slaughter at all.
Hi, Lorena.
I recognized the other guy only because I saw the documentary talking about how he was how he broke his neck and he's now paralyzed, and I saw recent pictures of him, so I recognized who he was. But Sergeant Slaughter was like, wow.
Yeah. Two old geeks took our advice about the makeup brush.
Oh yeah, you like it? Yeah, it really works, and I didn't know it. I was using an old paintbrush.
Yeah,
and
it still can leave streaks.
Yeah, and it does leave streaks on the cellophane. So yeah, the makeup brush is great. I tried statues, but wasn't feeling it. Oh yeah, I had a beautiful Dutch statue and power loader statue, but age makes it chip. Oh yeah, mine breaks because of the way we have it displayed. I don't like it because I've broken 3. I really feel bad for older wrestlers at their
and Ridley Kamala lost both his legs due to diabetes. Yeah, that's how I heard that.
Yeah, I saw a picture of him, but he still go to shows. He
still does what he has to, and it's a shame that also it's like they did all this work for all these years, and they were huge, famous, and then you're like, but they've got to run around to shows to make money.
Yeah.
Or this new thing, Cameo.
Oh,
where they're selling. Yeah, some of them.
I've seen some of the Cameo, some of the like examples, and it's sad. Yeah.
Some of them are they. It's like it. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like they're on their last legs, and they're like, "Please pay attention to me. Please, I need the money." Almost. It's like
that's how George. No, yeah, George Foreman was like that. His was like
George
begging.
Foreman. He really sounded like, because we looked at a couple of them. George Foreman's really looked like he was begging.
Yeah, he was.
Please use me.
His voice sounded like he was on his hands and knees begging. Yeah. Raccoon Shawn Michaels. I saw a picture of him. He looked really bad compared to what he looked like in the 80s and 90s. And it's just sad to see, and it's hard to see. It's hard to see. So I usually don't go to their tables. I honestly don't.
Bret Hart after 2 strokes too, right? Yeah.
I saw a picture of the Undertaker because I'm a huge Undertaker fan, and the girl took a picture of him, and he was on braces.
Yeah, he was walking on arm braces.
Yeah.
Because of his lower back, and in a coffee shop, and it's like, God, but he'll still take those and leave them in the trunk and go to the show and throw himself all over the ring to stay in the game.
Yeah.
And it's like, God, you're killing yourself. You gotta wonder.
Robert says, wonder how Mr. T is doing. Arnold and Sly look good. Yeah.
Mr. T is advertising for Aaron's Rental Furniture.
Is he?
He's their spokesman right now.
Arnold Schwarzenegger looks good, and Sylvester Stallone looks good. They're still,
for their age.
For their age, they look good. They don't look old and decrepit. They don't look like they've just been beaten by life.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestlers do. And it's just sad. Tom Cruise made a deal with the but look.
No, he made a deal with Scientology.
Look him up on YouTube. Woo, which one? Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that's. I mean, they don't look like they did in the 80s, but they don't look horrible.
But they don't look like they're about to fall down.
Yeah.
Raccoon eyes, and Vince McMahon could care less about helping him. He made his money.
Yeah.
Even back then, you could tell that. I've read some of their books, like Bret Hart's book in particular is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Good evening, Gilgamesh.
Hey, Gilgamesh. Robert says he hates Tom Cruise. He's weird. I don't know the guy. I've seen a few of his movies. He's like whatever,
Yeah, Ridley. These older wrestlers would get back into the ring at any point, despite their physical state, because they have a genuine love for the art. That's true too. It's hard for them to let go of that when they were that big and that popular. When they would go out and you'd have like 50, 80,000 people in an arena screaming, and how do you let that go? How do you just walk away from that? It's not that easy for a lot of them.
But back then, people look up to wrestlers almost. I mean, you could hold an audience, you can talk, you had all of that going for you, and then all of these years pass and nobody even recognized you. It's like, who are you? Hulk Hogan? What?
Hulk who?
Dolph Lundgren looks good. Yeah, I saw him in a movie recently. He looks good.
Especially with that 20-something fiance on his arm.
Oh, yeah.
Mary Lou says Lou Ferrigno looks pretty good too. Yeah, because they still work out. They still stay in shape.
Yeah.
You gotta keep working on yourself. That's the key to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Tom Cruise looks weird. That's what Robert says.
Mm-hmm. The one shocked me was Tanya Roberts. She said, I don't know who Tanya Roberts is.
That name is familiar. I can't think of it right now. Average Gamer, what was the cause of the demise of Kenner starting lineup figures? Overproduction. This is oversaturation, the same thing that kills all of these toy lines. They when it got popular, what's the instinct of any toy company? Let's make more. And they kept making more and kept making more. Then they started making 12-inch articulated versions using G.I. Joe Hall of Fame molds. And you get to a point where the fans are like, okay, I've got 600 of these things. I got nowhere to put them anymore. I'm tired of this. And it just dropped off. And when it dropped off, though, it went off a cliff, and people just lost interest in it. And now Kenner starting lineup figures aren't worth very much.
Yeah, but the majority of action figures are like that. It's just the manufacturers are making like the same figures over and over and over again, and they're not really changing much with the figures, and they're not making like,
because they repaint everything they can to save on mold production. And Occam's razor, you should pick up that Valiburus Action Force Sergeant Slaughter if he's at Joefest. Yeah, I have seen it, and I do like the figures that they made, and I like that they made it compatible with the classified figures as well.
Ridley says even at 105, Ric Flair is not 105.
He just looks it now. That guy, he fell apart.
Did he?
He does not look good, and he's also on Cameo. Doing plugs.
Oh, I did see him. He did look bad.
He just suddenly, I guess, all those years of bleaching his hair or whatever. But he is old though. But he fell apart.
Oh, wow.
He fell apart. He does not look good right now.
Tanya Roberts was crazy little bad habits. Do you remember Kenny? Fast Ones? I remember I had the red Corvette. Oh, okay.
Fast Ones. That sounds familiar, actually.
I guess they made cars because he said he had the Corvette.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
That does. Well, there's been a lot of incarnations of various motorized vehicles.
Like the Hot Toys, not Hot Toys. Hot Wheels.
They have made a few vehicles.
Like Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars.
Yeah, Hot Wheels has been milking those molds since the 60s.
Yeah.
They just...
And now they're in the movies, and they're making the cartoon ones, and then the people on the cartoons don't even drive those kind of vehicles.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's like, where did that come from?
Did you ever collect Toy Fair magazine? I loved those back in the day. Was that the old like retailer one? Am I thinking of the right one, or was that it was like a big newspaper, and it had all kinds of ads in it from various dealers. Or am I thinking of the wrong one?
Master Maniac says he doesn't have that much time, but he just wanted to say hi. Hi, Master.
Master
Maniac.
Mechanics Mexico.
It's Maniac.
Maniac, Master Maniac. Man, where did I get mechanics from? But yeah, you're German in Mexico. Thanks for stopping by.
Leander says that he's sad to hear about those regular Mickey Rourke. The rest of it, that was a great movie, but it was sad. But it's the true state of wrestlers today.
Yeah. Alan Flores, have you found any comics? Yeah, I still pick up comics from time to time. Nothing modern though. I don't like messing with modern stuff too much.
Yeah, the last time you picked up, well, you just got some comics in the mail recently.
Yeah, I did actually. It'll be in the next unboxing because we didn't know what it was. Because I wasn't expecting it to come FedEx, and we're like, why is there a FedEx package? And I opened it up. It's like, oh, okay, I know what this is.
Shanoa asked what are some die-cast cars. I have a bunch of die-cast cars. I have like the Dukes of Hazzard, the Batmans. I have a lot from the various movies. The 1/24 and the 1/18 scale from Jada Metals mainly. I got like one Ertl and another one, Greenlight. But they're mainly from movies. Like the Stephen King movies all had one. Like It and Freddy Krueger had one, and a couple of other I can't think of right now. But yeah, I get some die-cast cars, but they're the bigger ones, not the little Hot Wheels or nothing like that.
Trevor says, I think you're thinking of Lee's Toy Review. Yeah, you're probably right. And Two Old Geek says, Toy Fair was made by Wizard Magazine. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about now. I did get a few of those back in the day.
But somebody sent you a Toy Fair
magazine. Yeah, someone sent one to
mail.
us just recently.
Yeah, we unboxed it or whatever.
Yeah, because we have a P.O. box that people send stuff to occasionally.
Yeah, someone sent them one. Do you think NECA will do Ninja Turtles 3 since they've done The Secret of the Ooze?
Probably, if they can make a buck off of it. They looked good in the samurai outfits.
I did like the samurai outfit, and I was surprised that hardly no one except for Jada Metals did the samurai outfit. Them in the samurai outfit.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping the samurai outfits come out because I mean, really, if you just do the turtles, they're all the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's not much you can do with it
except change their clothes.
Yeah, which they don't wear except for when who was it? Raphael had on the disguise.
The trench coat, yeah.
Yeah, and then the samurai ones where they all had on the samurai outfits. Other than that, I don't see really much reasons to make them because it's not much you can do with it, you know?
Yeah. Occam's Razor, did you like the 80s movie Blue Thunder? I remember that. I remember that film. I watched that film, but I don't remember it too well. And yeah, that helicopter playset is pretty tough to find, especially in the box.
Robert said he had a Hot Wheels of BJ and the Bear. I thought it was BJ and the Bandit. Is it BJ and the Bear?
No, Smokey and the Bandit. There's Smokey and the Bandit, and there's BJ and the Bear.
Oh, okay.
The bear was a orangutan, by the way.
Oh, really? I never heard of that one. I heard of Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah,
okay.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Let me see. Magazines on toy collecting were becoming popular with sports cards. Magazines pre-internet.
Yeah, in the 90s, that was a thing for a while. Oh, NECA could also do the 2000s animated Ninja Turtle film. I didn't see that.
They had a film, or are you talking about the movie? Because I don't. Well, they could. Well, yeah, they did have some animated stuff, but they're still making animation stuff. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Have you seen the Ninja Turtle Power Ranger figure concepts Hasbro showed off? They look pretty good. No, wait, I don't think we've seen that.
No, I never saw that.
But you know, they love crossing stuff over.
Yeah, everything is crossing over now. It's like, okay, we've run out of ideas, so now we're going to cross over Transformers and My Little Ponies. And it's like, why would you do that?
I don't know. Yeah, that's right. They did do a crossover with My Little Pony and Ghostbusters and My Little Pony, because Hasbro has all those licenses and they're going to make it work. And they know that adult collectors will buy it.
But the thing with that is,
no matter how goofy it is.
In all of those shows, there's still characters.
Oh, Mary Lou has to go.
Oh, see you, Mary Lou. Thank you for stopping by. In all of those shows, there's still characters that were never done.
That's true.
And they can make those characters, and it'll remind people, oh, yeah, I remember that. They might even go rewatch it just to see the character again. But they keep just doing the same thing over and over and over. And it's like, make the characters that weren't done. You know?
Yeah.
The next Transformer crossover is with what? Are you joking?
Well, all they have to do is get their old molds of the primals, because there were dinosaurs there, and just repaint them.
So there's an actual Transformer of the General Lee. I don't know. I saw a custom Transformer of the General Lee. I don't know if there's actually one, but I saw somebody do a custom of one.
The Popeye figures are being made by Mezco. Mezco's doing the Popeyes.
They already did it, right? The
Someone
one that
was
came
asking,
in a can.
Ask the figures that are coming out, but they also have their little like 5-point articulation ones as well. A Dracula Transformer. Shinoa says that. I don't know. I hadn't heard that. No conspicuous appearances from Crummer Kitty.
They sleeping as they.
Yeah, one of them was in here a minute ago, but you didn't see him.
There are any toy lines that you collected years ago but have no interest? Sold them all? Not me, because I only started collecting a few years ago. But David has a bunch that he's been selling on.
Yeah, that's mostly pops though.
Yeah. Robert, while you think about that, Robert X, who does the 5 points, that's Mezco. They do the 5 points figures on the card, and they did the Popeye, and I know they did Space Ghost.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did.
Mm-hmm. I wanted some Space Ghost figures.
Do you know they had the Mego like 8-inch Space Ghost?
I always like Space Ghost. I got the pops of Space Ghost.
She likes Space Ghost coast to coast. She doesn't know nothing about the Hanna-Barbera Space Ghost. So
yeah, when I used to watch it, it was Space Ghost coast to coast when they had like the little news show or whatever, and they did the interviews with the people came on. They had the little mock interview or whatever. Yeah. I always thought that was funny. That's all I ever seen. So that's what I know. I miss Harvey Birdman. I don't know who
Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Who is that?
Another remake of the original Birdman, but done in a modern style for adults.
Oh.
I just Occam's Razor. I just picked up the 1980s Nylint Freedom Force helicopter set in a box that was supposed to tie in with a Ra. Are you familiar with Nylint? Yeah, I know what Nylint is. Yeah, they made die-cast stuff. That's pretty neat.
I think things that should be metal should be die-cast.
Boss Fight Studios also doing Popeye, Rakeem says.
Oh, they're doing some new stuff with Popeye?
I guess.
Herculoids.
Oh, yeah, the Herculoids. Gregory Chiasen, if I pronounce that correctly. Herculoids was cool, loud, because all the monsters yelling the whole time. And they did make an action figure series that was like convention exclusives not too long ago, a decade ago or something, but they're expensive.
Steven's in the house. He just got home, so he's ready to go.
To watch. Where you been, Steve? It's too late now. No, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. So
no, I don't collect LJN wrestling toys. I do have some wrestlers. I have of course Mattel. Jax. And
Pacific.
I think that's it.
I have like 5 loose LJN wrestlers that I got from a viewer called Toy Chic.
Yeah.
And that's all I have. And I wanted to expand on that. I just haven't had time. Robert's just a fan.
Did you get that thing I sent? What you
I don't
sent?
know. I don't think we might not have it. Or it might be at the P.O. box still if we didn't.
Yeah.
But if you send something, you'll see it in an unboxing.
Yeah.
Because we always if somebody sends something to us, we always show everybody.
Yeah, yeah. And then we also thank you on the weekly roundup.
Yeah, because we like to,
make sure people
show
know.
some appreciation.
Yeah. A set you might like is the Mezco 2000 Popeye set. I just found it.
Oh yeah, the original Popeye set that they're talking about, because Mezco's done Popeye before, back when nobody knew who Mezco was.
Oh, okay. I just noticed David trying to look all smooth in the thumbnail. Yeah, we took that picture a while ago. I thought it would be funny to put up.
It's kind of hard to be smooth with a Care Bear glass full of iced tea, though.
I thought it would just be funny. So.
Oh, Robert's just a fan. He was quoting. He says Harvey Birdman had a hippo always said, "Did you get that thing I sent?" That's right.
Oh, okay.
I see what I see what you're saying.
We are
see
slow.
Now I was waiting for a package, and now I don't know what to do with myself.
Have you had any toys graded? No.
Grading toys is expensive, and the shipping is even more so. I wouldn't bother unless it was really, yes, Raccoon Eyes, toy grading is a thing. And they're trying to make it a bigger thing. I'm not too much of a fan of grading toys myself. Grading comics is a different animal because there's so much conflict. One of the reasons is there's so much conflict in the comic book industry with one person's perspective of what a grade is versus another's, and that's how the whole thing got started in the first place. Okay, so we'll send it to a professional. They'll encapsulate it. Here's your proof. This is the grade, and now you can't argue about it. But with toys, it's a little bit different, and they're trying to force it with toys. I'm not too. I do have graded comics. I'm cool with graded comics, but with toys, for me, it doesn't feel right. It feels like they're trying to force it.
Fabio wants to say hi. He got some questions. Go ahead, throw them out. We'll try and get it to as many of them as we can. He's been a subscriber for a year.
Much love from Oregon.
I saw a Masters of the Universe figure, and it's actually pretty cheap or a decent price, but it's graded. But if I were to, but I didn't get it because I'm gonna take it out of the thing, and then somebody is gonna have a heart attack, and I'm gonna have to hear it for a year. So I just left it alone.
Oh, Occam's Raiders wants to know about the shirt. No, it's not Dragon Ball. Someone said that it says duck soup. I have a few of these. I'm not sure what they say.
Two old geeks said only real men have Care Bear glasses with tea in it.
Yeah, I guess
that's true. I saw Jada had an Arkham Asylum Batmobile. You picking in? That's not Arkham Asylum. It's the '89 Batman. I just bought it.
Yeah, she missed the pre-order initially, but then they contacted her and offered it to her.
So I picked that up. If we're talking about the same thing, because they might have an Arkham Batmobile, but what they have on sale now, if you go to their website, they did a collector's edition '89 Batmobile die cast. Well, they do all die cast, but it's chrome.
Yeah.
And I just picked that up. It's only $60, so it's still available if anybody's want it. I would love some good figures from Adult Swim. Oh, okay. I don't watch Adult Swim like all that. You know what? I'm kind of surprised they didn't make Hank Hill, King of the Hill.
Gregory says that grading in general is subjective. Yeah, it can be. One person, you can have 2-3 people have a different concept about what something is really worth, or really what their condition is.
Ridley says he opens all his new toys, but if he gets sealed older toys that he grew up with, I will feel icky about opening it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Umi, whoop. They're flying in here. Yeah. Umi Kaboom. Do you like the black hole figures from Mego? I just recently scored a Maximilian. Good deal. Oh. Yeah, I do. I do like them. I have a few. I have a few carded ones hanging in the museum.
Raccoon Eyes said that they sell acrylic boxes at the Container Store. Yeah, I'll grade my own. Yeah. I still have my 80s Smurf glasses. We have a couple of glasses that we find at Goodwill or something like that. We'll pick it up every so often.
But Clickles, I picked up a double TM Action Pilot and the 3R Action Sailor back in 2013. What's the difference in these? TM and R boxes. Is it just the year?
I don't know what that means.
Action Pilot. Oh, the Action Pilot and 3R. Oh, Action Sailor back in 2013. I'm really not sure. I'm not sure about the differences on that one. Let me see. Where am I? We use the Tom and Jerry jelly jars as yeah, Ridley said he's talking about the Welch's jelly used to come in jars that had animated characters on it.
Razor asks if we got that Cobra Commander from Joefest. No, we bought it on eBay. They sell.
Oh, the banner? Yeah, you can find banners on eBay easy.
Yeah, we got that from eBay. It's pretty cheap. I think they are actually making a lot of Batmobile different versions.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah. I don't believe in grading comics and toys. They are meant to be enjoyed.
Yeah, and it's a matter of perspective because, I've got tons of loose comics, but I have some that are graded, and I kind of like the way it displays. And also, I knew a guy back in the day that used to come into the comic shop, used to go into New England Comics, and he didn't read comics at all, but he would go and he'd just look at the covers. And if he saw a cover he liked, he would get it and he would frame the thing.
Okay.
And that was his thing. So he enjoyed just the cover art. So it's, it's a matter of perspective.
Yeah. Diamond Select Black Hole figures are nowhere in sight.
Huh.
I'm still tempted on those Mezco. Oh yeah, the Fantastic Four. David's still going on about that.
Yeah, it's just so expensive. Trevor Wright, you guys notice that a lot of sellers think a beat up figure MOC is worth as much as a perfect MOC. Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Because what they do is they look in completed auctions and they look for the most expensive thing that's sold, and they just assume that, oh yeah, same difference. Not necessarily. It really depends a lot on the condition, whether or not you're going to pay a premium price for it or not.
Yeah, I just had that happen to me. I bought a figure. Well, I was looking for a figure and I saw one, and this guy had it for like $225. And the box was beat to death, and he had duct tape all over it. The figure was in the box. I'm guessing it was complete, but it was like torn to bits. It had duct tape all over it. And I was like, why on earth do you want $225? And then I found the same figure for $90 or best offer. And it was in like perfect shape. So
some of these guys, they I think a lot of them don't know.
But they think it's rare, or they look it up on eBay and they really can't find it, or they find one, or they saw that one sold 6 months ago, so they're the only ones with it, so it has to be rare.
Everything on eBay is rare.
So then they put this ridiculous price on it, and it's just beat to death. And they really expect to sell it like that, and it's like
Pee Wee, Urkel, or Mr. T. Well, Mr. T, obviously.
Did you order any of the horror sideshow figures?
That's Scooby 75.
Yeah, the horror sideshow figures. No, I don't really know what you're talking about. But I don't have any horror sideshow figures. I think you're talking about the Universal Monsters. If you are, no, I didn't. I bought all mine from Diamond Select.
Average Gamer wants to know if I picked up any of the new Mego figures, and what are your thoughts on the horror figures? The horror figures are saving Mego. Horror and sci-fi, all that other stuff they did, people didn't really care for when they were doing Cheers and Facts of Life and stuff, and it was annoying people. And also the deal with Target was annoying people, and people didn't understand what the deal with Target was. Why was that happening? Well, because Target has a program where if you they'll lend you money if you sell exclusively through them for a certain time period. And I think that's what Mego did, without knowing off the top of my head, but I know about the program. Then when they got out of it, TV show characters people really didn't care about. But Mego always did that, and they didn't sell in the 70s. Like nobody wanted to play with Love Boat figures in the 70s. Come on.
Or Alice from the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, but just back to the point there, the monster, the horror and sci-fi stuff has saved Mego from taking a dip, but I haven't really gotten carried away with the Mego because they're making too much stuff for my taste.
He bought the 14-inch figures when they first came out. He bought like almost the whole wave, and some of the the smaller ones.
Yeah, and then I was just like, you know what? It's that's where they get you in today's market. Either it's got one figure that's crazy expensive, or if it's a cheap figure, Mego, even Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, whatever, it's cheap, but then they make so many of them, they still get a ton of money from you to complete waves. And I just didn't want to get drugged down that. But I mean, how many figures has Mego made already? Like 200?
Razor asks if we go thrifting in Georgia. We do. We kind of slowed it down though, because on the weekends we would travel around and we would go to different thrift stores, or if we were someplace outside of our normal area, we would look for thrift stores in that area and go thrifting. But we really don't get a lot of luck. I don't know if we go on the wrong days, but when you do thrifting, you kind of got to go every day. And when we were in Illinois, because it was so many thrift stores in our area, we went almost every day and we were having better luck. But here, because we work and they're so spread out, we don't go as often. So we end up going on the weekends, and the weekends aren't really a great day for thrifting.
I haven't had decent luck thrifting since I left Boston.
Yeah.
So, other places we've lived, Illinois, even Kansas wasn't too bad.
Yeah, Kansas.
Illinois was terrible, and Georgia's terrible.
Illinois was bad, but I mean, depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
As far as action figure toys, yeah, it's horrible. You want some clothes or something like that, some baby stuff, you can shop all day.
Gilgamesh, that's a good point. I'm going to read this real quick. I've tried to tell people I know that what they have isn't worth much with things they want to sell, but they've seen it on eBay for big dollars and they never believe me. And that's a mistake a lot of sellers make. They look at current auctions at buy it now prices and think that's a realistic depiction of the value of an item.
Yeah.
And it isn't. You've really got to go to completed auctions and sift through it, unless it's something that's really literally so rare it's not in completed auctions.
And I remember I had a conversation with a person on eBay, and they were selling, they had like a ton of stuff.
Which is what Occam's razor just said, basically.
Yeah, and it was like, and they had a best offer on it. And I offered, hey, I'll buy this, all of these figures for so much. And I was like, no, I really don't want to sell it for that because I paid over this amount. And then I'm sitting there thinking to myself, why would you pay that much for this anyway? Why would, because that those figures are not worth that much.
Yeah.
So you paying that much, it's your problem because it's not worth that much. So what, you can ask whatever you want, but I price my stuff in line with complete. So on eBay, also use completed, an idea of what the average price is buying.
And that's that's the best way to find out what something's worth. Again, and like I said, unless it's something that you won't find on eBay in completed auctions, because it's never around.
Ridley said he got huge into Game Boy, and somebody tried to pull a okie doke on him. But it went away.
He still got a decent price.
Yeah. I kind of wish Mego do those old pocket superheroes. I don't know what that is.
Pocket superheroes?
Oh, you being nasty.
No, well, they have, their arm is hooked like this, and they got their a hand like that. And when you drop the arm, it goes right to their crotch. So it looks wrong. The pocket.
You buy NECA action figures. I have some NECA action figures. I haven't bought any in a while, but I bought a bunch of their horror stuff. The NECA horror stuff is the main things that I buy from them.
What is the best toy find at a thrift store, average gamer? Are you asking the best item I ever found? I found an Eloise doll at a thrift store once. At the time, it was worth like $600.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've had a few good luck moments like that. Found a Poor Pitiful Pearl once, which is not easy to find. Usually dolls, things like that.
Raccoon Eye says she lives in Philly, New York area. The collecting market is insane here. Scalping is crazy. It's so bad because of the many conventions across the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. Yeah, I can figure that. It's bad news.
Somebody asked me something about G.I. Joe. I think clickles. Let me back up here a little bit. I just came back to my mind because we are trying to follow along. It's just that, you know, they come in so quick. Any recommendations for picking up the 60s G.I. Joes? Still need to pick up the Action Soldier and Marines, but scared about knockoffs from eBay. 90s kid here, but love the vintage Joes. Yeah, so do I. Best bet is to get to a show like Joefest. And one of the reasons is because then you can, number one, you can get it in hand and actually look at it. And secondly, because we're at a point now where it's transitioning back to where going to a show is getting cheaper because of, number one, shipping has gotten outrageous in the last couple of years. It's gone up a lot. And secondly, because now most states are charging sales tax, and that's making it really messy also. And I found that often going to the shows and being in person, especially if you're dealing with a cash sale, you can get better luck. Fanboy says that shirt is awesome. Thank you. If you're talking about my shirt.
So you're saying my Power of the Force figures aren't worth thousands each, but they're Star Wars.
I know, huh? It's Star Wars, man. Don't you know anything? Sequential Geek. Hi. Do you see much of a back issue market for trade paperbacks, comic book compilation books, or if so, just the hardcover? Thanks. Trade paperback? No, I haven't actually. I haven't seen much of that in the market. And you know, that's like they used to do like book styles of comic books that weren't omnibus. It was an individual story.
Oh, okay. Do you prefer McFarlane over NECA? I like NECA. I think because sometimes they use soft goods. Well,
Jacob
all the
Mills,
time
that is.
they do the soft goods, and I think they have a better scope.
Yeah.
Jose got Destro
from Mezco. Yep. I have to admit I pre-ordered that too. I got a pre-order through Big Bad Toy Store though.
Yeah.
Because after my experience dealing with the Mezco directly, I was like, I'm not ordering anything else directly from Mezco again after what they put me through.
Razor says that Walmart is doing Turbo Man already showing up in stores.
Yeah, they're bringing Turbo Man back.
What's Turbo Man?
Turbo Man, Jingle All the Way, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
They had the Turbo Man action figure.
That was the toy they were fighting over?
Yeah, but they actually made one back in the 90s, but now they're re-releasing it.
I was at Toy Hio last weekend and actually picked up the black box NECA superhero shredder for $30. Wow,
okay, $35. Wow.
That's about the price. Well, it usually goes for like $30, so that's good.
Steve Goldman wants to know if I have any Nintendo toys from the 90s. No, I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Oh, I clickles. Thanks. Oh, I'm glad if I was able to help you out.
Two old guys said that he ordered the Mezco Conan figure.
Yeah, so did I. Still waiting. And
you haven't gotten that yet?
No, haven't gotten it yet.
No,
not the Schwarzenegger one. The Frazetta looking one. The classic Conan looking figure. Another one that people are starting to really complain about is the Keaton Batman from Mezco. Wondering where the hell is that, because they haven't even announced the delay on it, and it's already behind schedule.
Did you ever get that Walmart Millennium Falcon? No. That would be David, but he doesn't buy those newer stuff.
I'm trying to stay away from a lot of the newer stuff. I got kind of hooked with a couple of lines, and it was G.I. Joe Classified and Mezco and even Funko, and I'm trying to back up because it's a lot of it's too expensive and it comes out too often.
Distorted Reality says that Pops would go the way of Cabbage Patch. I believe you. I do. I think they're going to go that way, the way of Pound Puppies.
There's too much of it. It's oversaturation.
Yeah, but they do make, for me, and this is just me, nostalgic characters. I like the ones that I have. The ones that I have, I like. I like the nostalgia of it. I like remembering it. They make some stuff that others don't make, and But yeah, I do believe that they will take, because they're already in. We were in Joann's, the fabric store.
They're selling them.
They got it. They're in Five Below. They're in Joann's. And
they're in the FedEx store.
The FedEx, yes, because we saw it in the window. We were walking by a FedEx store, and I think you took a picture of it.
Yeah.
And they were in the window, and we were like, "Why is Pops in the FedEx store?"
Oversaturation and hype, lots of it.
Yeah. So, and I'm honestly, actually surprised that they've hung on this long.
Yeah.
And I know they keep coming up with new gimmicks, like the soda cans, the backpacks, the pins, and the keychains, and all of that stuff. And that keeps them going. That keeps it kind of fresh or whatever. But I'm still surprised they last that long. But I don't,
Yeah.
I don't expect them, to be around. But they'll go the way of everything else.
Occam's Razor says, I want the Thulsa Doom Super 7 Conan figure, but I slept on it and not paying. I don't blame you.
Didn't you get that? The Conans? I thought you got the Conans from Super 7.
The homage to the Conan #1 cover, not the Conan the Barbarian movie figures. That's what he's talking about.
I thought you got all of them. I'll be right back.
I did not get all of them. Yeah, Robert's just a fan. I wish QMX kept doing Star Trek Classic. Yeah, so do I. And they canceled Sulu and Scotty. And the Scotty was particularly unique because he was missing a finger. Because if you've never noticed, James Doohan was short 1 digit because he had lost it in World War II. And on the show, he always made it so that you didn't see that hand, because he didn't want people to see that. But they did the figure with 1 finger missing. And I thought that was particularly unique detailing. And I have the other Star Trek figures, and I really like them. And I was like, oh, crap, they canceled both of them. You got to be kidding. I have no idea why either. Yeah, Ridley Cinema. So many Pops are out there. You could probably build a 3-story house with them. Yeah, I know. The guy who has the record, when he showed his Pop wall, he said that it was 17 deep.
It wasn't 17.
It was so.
It was like 5 or 6 deep.
17.
Something like that. But this guy had it everywhere. He had it literally
they were in
everywhere.
The bathroom. They were in the kitchen.
We saw him on YouTube. And I was like, good Lord, guy. I don't know. That's a lot.
It's too much. It's too much.
And I still got some on back order.
Yeah.
I still got
because we just did that unboxing video because of the back orders from Big Apple Collectibles, because she got sick of it and she was like, listen, send me whatever you got and cancel the rest because I'm tired.
Yeah, and then they just said, oh yeah, we'll send you what we have, and then we're gonna hold the rest until we get it. So I guess.
Occam's Razor said, I wish they would make a decent Khan Star Trek figure. Ricardo was the bomb in Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, you talk about that character a lot.
They did make a QMX made a Khan based on the original Star Trek, but not based on the film. And the original one is pretty good likeness. But yeah, it would be nice if they made a Wrath of Khan. And that's the movie that brought Star Trek back. People think Next Generation brought Star Trek back. There wouldn't be a Next Generation if Wrath of Khan didn't do as well as it did, because that rekindled it for Universal. And they were like, you know what? We got to do something fresh here. Let's go ahead and do Next Generation, which really wasn't that great of a show and wasn't popular. I know somebody's feelings are going to get hurt, but it wasn't popular until the Borg were introduced. And if we're being honest, the Borg are not even an original concept. If anybody's curious about that, I'll explain that here in a second.
Gilgamesh said people like that don't collect, they hoard. And I agree, because you see a lot, like that. And not just with Pops, but other figures too. And people have them on their shelf, and it's 3 and 4 deep, and it's like, man, how you see all that? But I understand space is always an issue, so you do what you have to do to put them up. But it's just like, wow.
Distorted Reality says, Pop, it ain't easy. No, it's not. And Kaiser Kaiju, hello, fellow
Oh,
humanoids.
Kaiser
How
is
you
back.
doing?
Hey,
Craig
Kaiser.
Craig Davis is there, and Jose
Jose.
Santos. Why are you sad, Jose?
Because of them pops.
Maybe we're not. And again, we don't have anything against pops. It's Funko we have the issue with.
Yeah.
They crank out too much, and it's overwhelming.
Yeah. Manchild said he just watched every Star Trek episode. I've only seen one. I forgot how much fun. I
I've
don't
seen
like
all of it
shows
too.
like that. Like Star Wars and that Andromeda stream you was watching.
Andromeda, I got sick of Andromeda. And it was just a carbon copy of Star Trek anyway, which doesn't surprise me because it was a Gene Roddenberry production.
Hey, Manchild. We talk about
hello, guys.
But yeah, those type of shows I don't like because they don't tell you why they're out there and where are they going and what are they doing. So I can never figure out, why are you out here? What are you doing? Where are you going? You know, it's just they're flying around, just like in that other show we was watching, Battlestar. Now, Battlestar, I did understand because we saw it from the beginning, and they were on a planet that got destroyed, and they had to move on. I couldn't understand why they passed up a bunch of other planets and didn't stop, but they wanted to get to Earth. But I got that, so I could watch it because I understood why they were out there. If that makes sense to anybody. They didn't even make a figure like the Star Trek in the Wrath of Khan.
No, they didn't make any figures. They made figures of the Star Trek, the motion picture. Mego made them. And then the third Star Trek, the Search for Spock, they made figures. Ertl made die-cast action figures. I think they only made 3 or 4. And what was it? I just watch every Star Trek episode on Netflix. I've seen all of the Star Trek series, and I have my favorites. But that's heresy. Star Trek Next Generation is nectar from the gods. Well, I mean, the first couple of seasons, really, they were just rewriting original shows. And then they come up with the Borg, and the Borg kind of reinvented the show for fans. And keep in mind that the idea behind Next Generation was that in that time period, it was the role-playing generation. So they made a character for everybody, and everybody got to be showcased. Whereas in the original Star Trek, it was only about the 3 main characters: Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. And well, you made me lose my train of thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I'm not done. But but what I was alluding to with the Borg was that it's not an original concept because they borrowed it from Doctor Who. What are the Borg? A race of cyborgs that go around absorbing entire cultures and making more cyborgs out of them and adding them to the collective. And what do you think Cybermen are? It was a Doctor Who concept that they borrowed for the show, but it did rekindle interest in the Next Generation that wasn't doing very well before that happened. And I think it was the cliffhanger of the 2nd season. I don't remember exactly. Gilgamesh, yes, I do remember Sequest.
I never saw Sequest, but if it's anything like Star Trek, I wouldn't like it. Razor said, did we see the 2nd Battlestar series? We did. Yeah, we watched that. I ain't like that either. Ridley says, I'm
never seen Star Trek The Next Generation. I'm watching the franchise now. I like Deep Space Nine better and Voyager better, only because it's an ongoing story. All the episodes link together. And I also liked Enterprise, which a lot of people did not. But in Enterprise, without giving anything away, it goes back to and explains a lot of things that happened throughout the entire series, all of the different shows, and explains things that never got explained, like why it is in the original show Klingons look human, and then when you get to Next Generation, they look like they have crabs on their heads. And it explains a lot of things and helps to tie the series together, and that's why they made Enterprise.
Hey, Quicksilver. He said that The Expanse is a good show. Yeah, we have watched The Expanse. We watched it all the way up to the current point now. From the beginning, that show I can watch because I understand what's going on. I know what they're doing. I know why they're out there. So I can watch that. I can watch it as long as I know what they're doing, where they're going, why they're doing it. So that show, yeah, I believe it's a good show. Man, child, I didn't mind the random flying around, but when the movies came out, I wonder if all the cruising around existed in those films. They never talked about the mission. Yeah, they never tell you what they're doing. Yeah. So it's like, what are you watching? If they got to Earth,
Robert's just a fan. Is upset at me for Star Trek.
Oh yeah, you did
Kern wrong.
Shame on you.
Oh no.
The trouble with triple Deep Space Nine crossover was
and even then that came up, and it was like, because they said, I think it was O'Brien asked Worf, why do those Klingons look almost human and you don't? He says, we do not talk about that. We do not talk about that. But in Enterprise, they explain it, and then you find out why Klingons didn't like to talk about it. But they made fun of it in Deep Space Nine, but they never got to the point.
Oh, Enterprise had great theme song, I guess. I'm going in timeline order.
Oh yeah, it's the only one with an actual theme song. That's right.
Oh yeah, Fraggle Rock, yeah. We used to watch Fraggle Rock. I like the cartoon, but it was actually
it's a
Muppet
show. It's right there, actually.
Right where?
Fraggle Rock is sitting right there. Look.
You keep saying right there.
Yeah, if I can move this. Right there with our like Saturday morning and after school stuff. You see it next to the Rubik's Triangle there? That's the complete series of Fraggle Rock.
Oh yeah, right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fraggle Rock was awesome.
It was a cartoon, though.
No, well, yeah, they had a Fraggle Rock cartoon, but I'm talking about the live action.
Yeah. Is Orville still on? I remember the show Orville, but I don't know if it's still on.
Oh, Jose Enterprise, is it the new one with Jean-Luc Picard? No, with Scott Bakula. Enterprise with Scott Bakula. It's a vintage show now. Occam's Razor, the new Star Trek series, is horrible. I heard that. I heard that there's a lot of agendas in it and people aren't liking it.
Oh yeah, they're doing that to shows now.
Yeah, they're killing them.
Shanoa said she loved the Loonies ringtone. Yeah, I like the download ringtone, so, and I give everybody one. I love the Dartmouth.
Oh, Clickles, the Darmok episode. Yeah, Temba, his arms wide. I remember that. The guy, the people on the planet only spoke in metaphor, and they were trying to teach Picard to understand what he was getting on about.
LJ likes Star Trek Discovery. That's the new one. That's with the girl.
Or is that the movie series?
I think that's the new one with the girl from The Walking Dead.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know.
Disney Plus has a content warning for sensitive material for the Muppet Show. Because generations are, yeah.
You know what the thing is? It's a misconception about the Muppet Show, because Muppet Show, the original Muppet Show, was a primetime show for adults.
Yeah, it wasn't for kids.
It wasn't for kids. Kids watched it, but they weren't supposed to. But there was nothing in it that was so bad a kid couldn't watch it, or else it wouldn't have been on prime time in the 70s and 80s. When did it come out? The late 70s, right?
Who knows?
But it wouldn't have been on because they knew kids would watch it anyways. They wouldn't let it go too far. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't need a content warning. I don't think so.
Gilgamesh said, "Don't watch Picard. It ruins Star Trek."
Oh no.
I don't know. I don't watch it.
Craig Davis says the Rubik's Pyramid is easy. Yeah, it's easier than some of the other ones. That's true.
Fraggle Rock was the stuff of awesome ones.
One of my favorite shows from the childhood in Cuba. MC really Robert Perez. And LJ says that he likes Discovery. Paul Robotnik. I loved watching the Muppet Show and got a kick out of the two old guys in the balcony. Yeah.
The two old guys.
The hagglers.
Yeah.
The hecklers, rather.
It's one of the guys at where we work love the Muppet. He watches it every day, and he just sits there and laugh. Especially the ones when they're singing, because they do like the music videos, like the Bohemian Rhapsody and stuff like that. Yeah. Where they have all the songs. And he just crack up for hours. He can sit there.
Steve Goldman wants to know if we have any Nintendo toys from the 90s. No,
I don't have any Nintendo.
I have 90s Nintendo, but I don't have toys. Mike C, what do you think of the MOTU figures? Which ones?
You mean the new ones? The new ones, and we talked about it before. The issue that I have with not just Masters of the Universe, but with a lot of the current toy lines is they're all reimagined. They've been out before. They've been made before, and they've been made like 2, 3, 4 times. And the thing with it is, like with Masters of the Universe, everybody makes them, but they make the same characters. But if you actually watch the show, you read the comic book, you read the newspaper scripts, they're characters that they've never made. And it's like,
they
okay,
still never got around to it.
Right. And it's like, okay, you want to bring this franchise back. Let's pick up with characters that were never made instead of making He-Man every time you saw a He-Man, Skeletor, Beastman, Evelyn, and Tila, and all of them. Make somebody else that's never been made. Get people interest. Make them want to buy it.
Yeah.
But they make the same ones over and over and over again. So, like for me, with the Origins line, I'm not going to get it now. I am getting the animals, some of the vehicles. They have the 2-pack with Keldor and Kronos that I do want, but I can't find. And they have that He-Man and Battle Cat 2-pack. Probably won't get, but I would like those. But as far as the carded figures that are out there now, they've already been made. So it's like, make a character that hasn't been made.
Yeah.
And then, we can talk. But Sesame Street and Muppets are dead in the water too much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting weird. Raccoon Eye's not a fan of Patrick Stewart, but I liked him in the movie Green Room. You know what he was good in too? Was in Moby Dick. He was in Moby Dick. And also, if you've ever seen his stage production, he used to do a one-man, like off-Broadway stage production of A Christmas Carol, but he played all the characters.
Oh wow!
He would bounce back and forth, and he did the whole story on his own.
Robert said, "Did you see the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon?" No, hold on, because there's another one that I wanted to address.
We're trying to keep track of them.
Yeah, and then we'll start talking, and then they'll start. Okay. Perez said, yeah, you do have to keep your eyes open because they're trying to force every political agenda in cartoons, TV shows, movies, commercials.
Comic books.
You can't, comic
everywhere.
Books. So, and because of that is why we bought all these DVDs and we just go back and watch the DVDs, or if there's shows that we can stream that's older shows, we just watch that. We try watching some newer stuff, and it's we'll watch it for a while.
They shoehorn it in.
Yeah, they force it in on you.
If it was part of the story and it made sense, that's one thing. But when it's obviously been deliberately worked in, then you're like, come on, did you need to do it? And you can tell
when it's worked in because it feels forced. And a good example, we're watching Kung Fu now. And when did Kung Fu come out? In the 60s?
Yeah,
or
the 70s. Yeah,
in
70s.
The 70s. And they show you some racial problems, but it's not forced. It's like, okay, you have this guy who's half Chinese, half American, and he's in the West, and they treating him like garbage.
Okay, he's Chinese.
Because he's Chinese. But it doesn't feel forced on you. But then you watch some TV shows nowadays, and it's like, oh, we're gonna work this in there. Like if you saw the new,
they're gonna beat you over the head with it.
Like the new Coming to America, the part 2. The original Coming to America was great. It
really was.
You can watch that now with no problem.
It holds up.
But the new one, like when the guy I think he was in the unemployment office or something, or on a job interview.
He was on the job interview. That was a good example of a shoehorned in agenda.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
like
necessary
that
to
wasn't
do
necessary at all. The original movie was good and it didn't force anything in.
Yeah.
Whites and blacks, Asians, Hispanics, anybody can watch that and just get a good laugh, good clean laugh, and we're all done. But now they had to force some stuff in, and it's like, where did that come from? That's out of the blue.
It was the scene didn't even make sense.
No,
it was like, thanks for your agenda point. Can we get on with the movie?
Okay, now we gotta catch back up.
Yeah, I know.
Ever watch Adventures of Pete and Pete? No, I think I've heard of Pete and Pete, but I've never seen that.
I'm not sure if I know that one.
Jughead says the two on the balcony. Yeah, the days trolls of the internet.
The difference is they were facing who they were talking to.
Now
on the computer, people hide.
Now, a good point if for you who saw Cobra Kai, they made a great point about that in the first season when the girl, the black girl, I don't know what her name was, but she came to Cobra Kai. She was the overweight girl, and she was saying how she was cyberbullied, and Johnny was like, cyberbully? When we picked on people,
like,
we did it.
Bunch of pussies.
Yeah, we did it face to face. And that's true.
We had the courage to at least do it to their face. What a bunch of cowards. Yeah. We're going to fix that.
Yeah. Let's see. Where are we? LPH, can you show us your Saved by the Bell? I don't have Saved by the Bell figures. I used to watch Saved by the Bell, though.
Who was it? Somebody was just saying, oh, Quicksilver, I have an only for you. Have you ever seen a... Quicksilver says, I have an only for you. Have you ever seen a show called Space Giants? I used to watch as a kid after Ultra. Man, that sounds familiar.
But I did like Saved by the Bell, and I did watch Saved by the Bell the college years now. So yes, ma'am, you are 100% on point. But diversity, nobody cares. Nonsense. Yeah. Love Space Giants. The bad look like Darth Vader with a wig, like Eastwood in The Outlaw Josie
Wales. That's a good film.
It had political undertones, but also was
not forced like Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like why I tell people Magna are beating U.S. comics. In Magna, you have the character that's gay, and the U.S. comic being gay is the character. Yeah. They make it the issue, and instead of just being it, you just got to force it on you.
Craig Davis, have you ever run across any figures from the 70s SWAT show at any toy shows? I'm having trouble finding them in good condition. Yeah, I have a couple of times.
Well, I got you some from eBay.
No, SWAT, LJN.
But didn't I get you some SWAT? No, that was Rookie.
You didn't get me Rookies. What are you talking about? Yeah, but yeah, they're pretty tough to find actually, and there's a lot of variants for only having like 4 figures per set. There's a ton of card and box variants on those. It's a deep rabbit hole if you're not careful.
Just a fan say Johnny Sorko and
Johnny Socko.
Oh,
yeah, that's a Japanese Machinder live action show.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well,
where are we?
Well, I was reading Jose. It could be my age. I'm 43, so I know a little, but the younger people do not see that. Yeah, they don't see when you just forcing stuff on you. Come to America, the first movie was awesome movie, but I didn't even try on this one. I got all the info. Yeah.
We saw it, and it was okay, but it does not hold up to the original.
No.
I don't think so.
No. Johnny tells it like it is. That is true. Oh man, I remember Ultraman. What do you guys think about the new NECA Teenage Mutant?
That's Dominic. What do you think about the new NECA figures coming out for Ninja Turtles
this summer?
Yeah, they look okay, but I don't know. I mean, if she sees them, she might get them, but otherwise, she's not going to run around after them.
I don't get the movie figures. I only get the cartoon figures. I don't care for the movie figures. That's the one in the blue box that are sold at Walmart. I get the cartoon figures, the green and black, the green and yellow box at Target. That's the ones that I get. I'm kind of burnt down on it. The SWAT theme song is awesome.
70s had great theme songs. Let me see.
Really say he was bullied, but not physically. I was a fat and tall kid, so I think the bullies were afraid I would sit on them.
We all were. We all were. It's just something that kids do, and you either learn to rise above it or you don't. No one's going to save you. You got to save yourself, and that's kind of the problem. And again, I used to work for the JJA, Juvenile Justice Authority. I've seen a lot of that. Nowadays, these kids, they sit there and they wait to get rescued, and the rescue doesn't come, and that's why they're all depressed and messed up now.
Yeah, because they don't fight in school. When I was in school, we just
Oh,
got
yeah,
in
you could
fights
fight.
and it was over with.
But now they won't let you. As a matter of fact, they'll discipline you for even defending yourself. And I've run into that issue. I got in trouble once when I was driving the school bus. I used to drive a school bus years ago because there was a fight on the bus, and I refused to write up the kid who was defending himself because they suspended him too. And he was attacked and he was getting beat down until he couldn't take it anymore and tried to fight back. And I was like, that isn't right. I'm not writing him up for that. And I got written up. So yeah, that none of that makes any sense to me.
Razor said society is trying to make everybody the victim and a pack of wimps. That's true. The Tick was a good show.
I've seen the original. The original one, which also got canceled after like 6 episodes, and I really liked the original one. I did not see the new one.
Did you see Star Blazers, kind of like Robotech or Battle of the Planets? I think I've seen Battle of the Planets.
Yeah, I have both. I have the complete series of both Star Blazers and Gatchaman. Star Blazer, I love them both, but Star Blazers is like my all-time favorite anime.
Perez, I know one of you loves diecast. Look into Hero Cross. The horror line is awesome, and Pre-Alien is sick. Big fan. So I won't forget.
Dominic says the Shadow Warriors in the next Walmart 2-pack.
Hold on, I'm trying to write that down.
Oh, Ghost Junk. Hello,
Hero
Ghost
Cross.
Junk. Ghost Junk is joining us.
Okay. Hey, Ghost Junk. Hero Cross.
Paul Robotnik wants to know, have we seen the pictures for the NECA Puppet Masters figures? Yeah, we showcased them on one of our weekly roundups. Yeah, they look all right. And I like the idea that they're a 2-pack because they're smaller figures, so it makes sense.
Oh.
Mike C, have to go live with you guys.
How do you do that? So you can be like how you see on the commercials, you got like 50 people.
We're still
and you can
figuring it out.
That'd be so much fun.
We're still figuring it out.
I gave up on the world for years and was eating myself to death, but in the past number of years, I lost 50 pounds and found a good collecting community. That's good.
Okay, see? And that's an example.
Out.
That's an example of overcoming that.
Yeah. Yeah,
exactly.
You didn't lay down and just roll with it and just let them walk all over you. You did something about it. Paul,
Dominic wants to know, what do you guys think about the canceling of some of the Looney Tunes characters? It's cowardly.
Yeah.
It's cowardly.
Yeah, it is. It's what we were talking about before, how society has just come in and taken some characters and just say, oh, you don't fit our agenda, so we're going to get rid of you.
Gilgamesh, do you have anything from Speed Racer? No, I don't. And Robert's just a fan. Galaxy Express, $9.99. It was good. I remember Galaxy Express. I did watch that.
Razor says that Star Blazers, the live action movie, is on YouTube. It's free on YouTube.
I didn't see the live action version.
You should check out yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The Tick is on Amazon. But I've never seen the Tick. David said he saw it. We just never watched it, so we can look into it as long as it's not all weirded out. So the Tick on Amazon.
Yeah. Robert's just a fan, wants people to hit the likes button.
Yay!
Thanks. Kaiser Kaiju, if I see one more Liberty Mutual commercial, I'm going to run off with the, no kidding. I think we see more ads now than we ever have growing up, and they just pound the hell out of it.
You know the ones I like, the Progressive commercials when they're having the Zoom call, the meeting.
Yeah.
And it's always messing up and doing something ridiculous. Those are funny.
Paul Robotnik, did you ever watch The Greatest American Hero? Yep, I've got the complete series.
Oh, wait.
I do like that show.
Click says that they 3D printed and assembled a 1/6 scale
Wiley's Jeep.
Yeah. For my Joes. Takes up so much room, though.
That's
so neat. You have a 3D. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. You watch.
Distorted Reality. Did Woolworths ever have a catalog? I'm not sure. If they had a specific catalog.
They used to send out the weekly flyers, but
he's probably, because I do catalog tours. But I don't remember. I remember the weekly flyers, but I don't remember if Woolworths had a specific catalog?
They canceled Pepe Le Pew, but Pennywise and the gang from Clockwork Orange are in the background of wow.
Especially Clockwork Orange is.
Yeah.
If you watch that film, it's pretty aggressive. It's very aggressive. MC Reality Robert Perez. Bullying is part of growing up, and they feel like being nice is a common virtue, not knowing the rest of the world is a pack of wolves ready to strike. Character is no longer being built. Yeah. It's true, unfortunately. And again, going back to my juvenile justice authority days and counseling and stuff like that, I had one person who they were crying because they were assaulted. I'm not going to name anybody, but they were crying because they were assaulted. And what happened was a kid was standing in a dumpster throwing garbage on them, and he was outside the dumpster. Because there's the old fight or flight mentality, but there's a new F, and it's called freeze, because they don't know what to do, because they know they're going to get punished for defending themselves. So they just stand there waiting to get rescued, and it doesn't happen. And I was like, okay, this kid's in the dumpster. You could have run, or you could have pushed him or pushed the dumpster or something to cause him to fall in. You could have fought, or you could have run, and you didn't. You just stand there crying, getting garbage thrown on you. And I've heard too many stories like that in JJA with people. They don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
These kids don't know what to do anymore. It's horrible.
Robert asked if we saw any Trunk Monkey. I used to watch that when I was working at another company. In our meetings, they used to always show those. Those are real funny. Those are great. I like them.
Ghost Junk wants to know if I was a fan of the cartoon Bionic 6 and was it ever released on DVD. I don't remember it too well. I'm not sure if it was put on DVD though. The figures aren't easy to find. I know that much.
Dominique says he's not going to watch the new Space Jam. I'm not going to watch it either. I mean, one, you got LeBron James in there, and then you changed the look of the characters. And it was just unnecessary. You're doing too much. So Robert remembers Woolworth. Didn't they have a diner? Yeah, they did have a diner in them.
They used to have, that was a thing back in the day. Those were the days.
Yeah. A society that punishes people for defending themselves has lost the priorities. That's true. I just want old movies and TV.
And that's Wyatt Allgood.
Versus the internet. And that's
our big thing.
Yeah, and that's why we went back to buying old TV shows that we grew up with and watching them instead of watching. I mean, because half of the shows that come on TV now are reality shows. And reality shows aren't real. They're scripted. They're all scripted. And who wants to watch that? Cobra Kai and Tick are the only live action. Yeah, Cobra Kai, which we did watch just recently, and we were pleasantly surprised. And, my big thing now with Cobra Kai is that is living proof. You can go back to an old franchise and make it work. They did make it work because, they keep going back to these old franchises and they produce garbage. They rebooted and all of that. And you can see that they were trying to tie in the younger crowd, but they didn't throw away the older crowd. They combined the two and it worked really well. I enjoy what they did with that. And I was surprised because I really didn't want to see it at first. But we had an opportunity to have Netflix for about 2-3 weeks. So we watched the first episode and it was really good. So we binged it so we can get it all in before it got turned off. And let me see. Robert's just a fan. I miss Christmas in Chicago downtown. The windows were always made up with animatronics. Yeah, and at downtown Boston when I was a kid, Macy's department store and stuff like that. It was like being on another planet, especially with Boston Gardens right there during Christmas time. And they had a whole floor dedicated to the automatons. What? Average Gamer said that I had my vintage Star Wars fighter displayed next to the heat vent. The stickers fell off. Yeah, it dries out. Any mistakes you made with your collection as far as the damage? Like, I know a mistake that I made, and it's due to the lack of space. I have my statues, and we have it on tables, so I call it open air, and it gets bumped into. Yeah. And 3 of them broke. So.
Occam's razor, and this is the key to it too. It says they canceled Pepe Le Pew for being a rapist in Space Jam. LOL for chasing a cat in the '60s. Even crazy Whoopi Goldberg said that it was going too far. Whoa, whoa, because it jumped up there.
Oh.
Going too far with the woke cancel stuff. Yeah, and you're hearing that from Whoopi Goldberg. That's
Whoopi
weird.
Goldberg is a bunch of garbage.
She'll blow in the wind. Anyways.
She said, no, I didn't see that. Go ahead.
Yeah, but canceling Pepe Le Pew, here's the thing. First of all, the original Warner Brothers were shorts.
Mm-hmm.
They were written for adults. It was shorts for films, because going to the film was an all-day thing back then. And they play a bunch of shorts, and then they play previews and a newsreel, and then the movie. And it was for an adult audience. They took it and put it on Saturday mornings because they figured cartoons, kids, who gives a crap? They don't understand what's going on anyway. Pepe Le Pew wasn't a rapist because he was never successful. He always got his butt kicked.
Yeah. He wasn't a rapist. He never raped.
He got the dirty end of the stick at the end. Yeah. And if you even remember the episode where his wife caught him.
Yeah.
And his voice changed.
Yeah.
He wasn't French anymore. He's like, oh dear, her eye. She has a cinder in her eye, dear. I promise. And the wife is standing there with a rolling pin like this.
Raccoon Eye says they're going to make a Roger Rabbit too. Yeah, they'll change Jessica's body.
I don't even want to know.
I keep seeing Cobra Kai season 3. Miguel falls down an escalator and has to retrain again. Yes, that is true.
They played it a half a dozen times.
Yeah. That but that was in season 3. That's already out there.
Yeah.
They're preparing now for season 4 to come out in October or November. But yeah, that did happen. I feel like Space Jam 2 will be as disappointing as the 2016 Ghostbusters remake. You're probably right.
Yeah, and the Ghostbusters remake was a huge disaster. It was a mistake from day one. And when you have the guy, when you have them sitting there promising you it'll be funny, you know you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And that was really the problem.
Zombie is from Canada.
Hey guys. Yeah, he
Jason.
comments a lot.
So I discovered the Dollar Tree Final Faction figures are
here the other day.
Have seen these reviewed on the tube, and you know
what? $1.25 each Canadian dollars.
I don't know what Final Faction is. So.
Yeah, but he's seen them. I haven't seen those, but I haven't been to a Dollar Tree in I don't know how long.
Elmer Fudd doesn't have a rifle, going to fields in the early 80s, getting a present Star Trek. Star Wars guy, we call it a hat trick.
Nick H. Hey guys, glad I could catch the stream. Glad you could make it.
Yeah.
Also, I saw your son at ToyCon in Illinois. There you go.
Good job.
He had a really cool booth. Yeah, he does a lot of shows now. And if you catch him on Instagram, it's Nerdtastic Plastic.
Mm-hmm.
You can find out where he's going to be. And he does flea markets too now.
Yeah. Man-Child, Cobra Kai, and Ash versus the Evil Dead were 2 shows that were done perfect. New stuff mixed with,
Mm-hmm.
I never saw Ash of the Evil Dead, but Cobra Kai, they did a perfect job. And I like how they brought everybody back and they told their backstories and they gave you an understanding of what was going on.
And Ridley says back in the 40s and 50s, there was a culture where women, not all, but they'd like to play cat and mouse and tease men, so it was accurate to the times. And that's another thing that people take out of perspective. They want to superimpose modern culture over the way things were in another time period without looking at it in that perspective. Because when they put out stuff back then, they didn't necessarily mean for it to be racist, sexist, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But we just look at it that way because we're told to view it differently.
Yeah. The Dollar Tree has mini He-Man figures. I've heard about that.
I heard about mini G.I. Joes too, but I haven't seen them.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, Family Dollar sells some of those Dollar Tree stuff, so it might be in Family Dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Dominique says Ash of the Evil Dead was perfect. Afterlife won't be good. Sometimes you need to let things in. That's true.
I saw the Ash of the Evil Dead, and it was okay. But the thing that disturbed me about it was they made Ash a bit too much of a buffoon for my taste, and he wasn't like that previously. That's the part that got to me, because he was I don't know, he was kind of a jerk, but he wasn't a slapstick kind of buffoon, and I think they made him too goofy in the Ash of the Evil Dead TV series.
Mm. Heck, I bought the old Superman series. I didn't even know Kirk Allen was the first live action Superman. I always thought it was George Reeves. Got the DVDs.
Yeah, there's an earlier one. You know what's really fun?
What?
The original live action Shazam.
Mm.
That guy was he was a murdering bastard on the live action Shazam from the 40s, throwing people off buildings. It's like, I don't know the information that you want me to tell you. I have no use for you. Throw him off the roof. Jump into a machine gun nest, and instead of beating the bad guys up, pick up the gun and just tear them up. And it's like, oh my God, he was real aggressive.
Razor, exactly. You can't judge people from the past with the mindset we have. But if we do, everyone in 2018 will be canceled.
Because Droopy, you can't show Droopy. I have the Droopy, the complete series. You remember Droopy Dog? Some of the stuff is considered way too racy, and it's funny as hell. But you've got to look at it from an adult perspective.
Shador says, when are we getting that sweet open by chance t-shirts and merchandise? I'm a completist, so I'm gonna need those birthday cups
and the toothbrush. We're not that quite that big. So
no.
And Zombie 2010, yes, 6 different mini Joes. They are very cool. The only problem with Dollar Tree is hit and miss finding stuff. Glad to have you on tonight. Hey, we're glad to be here. Last week it was just a test. We were just like, oh, let's just go on, see if anybody jumps in. They can tell us if they can see and hear us okay, because we're thinking about doing live streams. And a bunch of people jumped on, and so it just turned into a thing, and we kept going.
Yeah.
And this time we scheduled it.
Robert says he loved the 70s Shazam, and at the 30s Shazam, they took a mannequin and put him on a string and flew him around.
Yeah, and the thing about it was, I think the advertisement at the time was, "You will believe a man can fly," is how they worded it, and they had that thing, and it's like not moving at all, but they didn't do bad with it for special effects for the time period.
Razor said, did you guys see the new Supergirl cast for the movie with man's abs and stuff? Looks wacky, like she's in
I think I saw that picture.
I didn't see it.
It's a padded suit.
Uh-huh.
It's a padded suit, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, that Shazam sounds awesome, Jughead. Yeah, you got to look for the old 40s serials. Shazam, the 40s Batman. You want to talk about stuff they can't show you anymore. The one line that, oh man, it's the one Batman serial. I got it right there. I can't remember which one it is. It's one of these two. Oh, it's Captain Marvel Shazam. These are them. These are it right here. This is the one where he's just murdering people. Okay, Captain Marvel is Shazam. He says Shazam, and then he just kills people. And you got Batman and Robin here, which are original 40s.
Now these are live action or cartoons?
These are live action, complete 1949 movie serial, and this is the 1943 movie serial. And in this one, he makes a reference to a Japanese guy that would make you fall out on the floor. Because the villain is a Japanese guy who is actually a white guy with real bad makeup. But the comments that the made, because remember it was World War II. The anti-Japanese comments that he made in there, I don't even know if I could get away with saying it on here without YouTube getting mad.
The average gamer says, what is the best way to complete a Shogun Warrior that is missing pieces? eBay, 3D printer, or is there someone out there that produces the missing parts?
They all, a lot of that stuff is being mocked up. If you go on eBay, there's a lot of like 3D printed counterfeit replacement parts for those Shogun pieces. Personally, I prefer original. I don't like reproduction pieces. That's me. But you can find on eBay plenty of guys who are selling reproduction rockets, or whatever. I know they make a reproduction hand for the Godzilla, stuff like that. Personally, I prefer finding the original parts. But yeah, individual parts can be problematic. Also, it depends on the figure. Like, for example, if you several of them, like Mazinga and Raydeen and Dragun, there's more than one version, and the parts are slightly different. The 3 different Mazingas have 3 different brain chips. They're shaped slightly different from each other. The rockets between version 1 and version 2 are different. The chest plate between version 1 and version 2 are different, and so on. So you got to be careful that you match up correctly too.
Action Figure IQ say you guys rock.
Thanks.
Nate P from Cincinnati just wanted to say your Mezco 112 collection is top notch. Would be nice though if you'd cut back on Mezco exclusives. If they'd cut back,
Yeah,
because you can only get them online.
Yeah, you can't get them. You can't get them. It's frustrating. But yeah, I like Mezco, but I'm backing off of them. Well, one, because of my nightmare horror story with Mezco and them screwing up my shipment and then telling me to kiss their ass, basically. And that's if you saw that video, that's the one I actually had to call the police.
Yeah.
Because it was such a problem. I got my figure.
Yeah, but, he did get his figure back, but it was
I don't
ridiculous.
know if everybody saw that,
but
in a nutshell, basically they sent it to the wrong address. And then I contacted Mezco and said, hey, you sent it to the wrong address. What the hell, Mezco? And they were like, oh, well, update your address and we'll make sure make sure that it reaches you. And I'm like, it's already been delivered. You've already delivered it. It's confirmed delivery. And whoever got it signed my name. And they were like, update your address. They weren't even paying attention to what I was saying. PayPal wouldn't help. They wouldn't help. And I ended up calling the police in the city where it was delivered to. And they actually went to this guy's house and got it. And then brought it to FedEx and made FedEx ship it to me. And I was shocked.
Free of charge.
I was shocked that they went through that much trouble. And the guy, the guy who received the package, I did a whole video on this.
Nate said he saw the video.
Yeah. The guy who received the package, his excuse was that the delivery person forced him to take it. I had no choice. He made me sign for it. Like, you got to be kidding me.
Some of these companies, though,
but they basically told me to piss off.
Yeah.
Mezco. I was like, oh well, too bad. Too bad. This thing was almost $200.
Some of the companies have like poor customer service. Others, they're a little better. Super 7, I had an issue with them, but they were willing to send me new figures once they got the old one back. But I had to do all of the talking to FedEx myself, and I got it figured out myself, and I just let them know. But they messed up the address. They sent the package to an address that wasn't mine, and they had done that before.
Yeah.
They sent me a package. It had my address with someone else's name on it, and I told them, I was like, hey, this is the figure that I ordered, but I can see that this is going to happen again, and it did. So, with customer service, you got to be on top of that with these companies, because they
still don't care. They really don't.
They really don't.
Yeah.
And they're the one that's losing money, because in the age of YouTube and everybody doing reviews and unboxings, and they talk about stuff, and they got Facebook and Twitter, and everybody gets bold on that stuff. They can say all kinds of stuff about you. So
yeah.
Action
Figure IQ says, cool t-shirt, bro. Thank you. People like my shirt.
Razor said they canceled Dr. Seuss for Asian stereotypes, yet Disney has their new Master of Kung Fu movie actors running around in neon stereotypical tunics and all kinds of stereotypes. That's hypocritical.
Yeah, it is. They canceled some of the stuff from Tintin too. I'm a big Tintin fan.
Yeah, we're watching that right now.
And love that show. I read the books as a kid, got the books as an adult. Some of those books have been banned because of stereotypes, and one of the ones that was banned was for mentioning foot wrapping, and that was actually a cultural thing in China for centuries,
and it's still practiced in some areas.
So how can you cancel the book for talking about something that's true? It's not right. But it was a Canadian series. It's in French and English. And if you have the Tintin graphic novels, because it's like a comic book, and follow it along with the show, it is spot on perfect. everything that is said, it's only 20 episodes, but everything that is said and the images match up perfectly with the comic, like almost like how they did Sin City. It's perfect.
They canceled the Bernstein Bears.
Yeah, for being a traditional family. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I wish they had made more Bernstein Bear figures.
She's a fan of the Bernstein Bears.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Bernstein Bears. Do you like the classified blood figure? Hold on.
Where are we at?
We on Razor. He said, how do you like the classified blood figure? It's pretty sharp. I think it's one of the best that they've made.
Yeah, I like the artwork on it too. I like that classic artwork. But yeah, it's a decent looking figure.
Hold on.
Tweeterhead had awful service. Jughead says.
Oh,
Tweeterhead.
Yeah. Robert said, don't feel bad. I got a QMX Kirk, just like your Mezco. I lost that figure. I would wait to save it for another Kirk. If the police were always so helpful. Yeah.
Oh, and Adam M. Hello, guys. MOTU Target 2-packs is available online.
I'll try.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Thank you for the tip. We'll see, because getting that stuff in the mail is kind of scary. Action figure expert PMI, glad I never got into Mezco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're cool figures, but I mean, it's the customer service is one of the biggest issues with Mezco. They buy collectors for collectors, but screw you, basically.
Yeah, in America, we now have the Ministry of Truth overseeing everything. Didn't they make a movie with Bernstein Bears with Christopher Walken? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Christopher Walken? I doubt it.
Rakeem Watkins, they have the Tintin movie. That's right. Who's Steven Spielberg made it? He mashed like 4 stories together. And Zom 2010, Tintin, great cartoon originally from France. Yeah, well, I think the cartoon was Canadian, but it might have been in France as well because it's the same language. But it was originally a book from Hergé, and Seri made action figures of it, which few people have ever seen.
Average Gamer said, what did you think about the Tintin movie?
The Spielberg one? It was okay. I just I didn't like that they crammed a bunch of stories together, though. That was the only thing. I think he kind of rushed his way through it, but it was all right. What they showed of those stories was true to the original storyline.
I remember there was a Bernstein Bear theme park somewhere. Oh, okay. I bought Superman from a New Line Spin Master. I took him out of the package and one of his legs was broken. Contacted them and they sent me a new one.
They sent you Batgirl. They sent you the wrong one.
3-0 is good about fixing your figures. When I got my Soundwave, he was missing a hand. And one of his hands were missing, and I contacted them, and they sent me a new one. So
it took a minute, but
it took. You didn't get it next week, but they got it to me. Some of the customer services are good. Some of them, you got to do a lot.
This is Nate P says, the world's gone mad when Mr. Potato Head has to be just Potato Head. Yeah. They and people are saying he wasn't canceled. They just decided to change his name.
The same thing.
It's the same concept. Dominic says NECA has great customer service because one of my Leo swords was broken in the box, and I messaged them and they sent out a new part for it. They replaced a box for her too.
Yeah, I got the one quarter scale, one of the quarter scales turtles, and the box was all damaged. So they sent me a new box, and I was able to take the whole insert out and put it in the new box. Really no questions asked. It was like, oh, okay, cool, we'll send you a new box.
Yeah, and they did.
Yeah, and that's all I needed, because I'm an in the box collector, and it's just a insert. Everything is attached to that insert, so you just take it out, put it in a new box.
And Occam's Razor asks about Valerian, a popular French comic like Tintin that bombed at the box office. I remember it, but I did not see the film, but I remember the ads for it. And Robert's just a fan of Aunt Jemima now, just called Syrup. I felt bad when they canceled Aunt Jemima because she was a real person. She was a real. There's a story there.
Uncle Ben.
Yeah, it was a real story. If you go back and if you look it up, I mean, it was a woman who was born into slavery, got her freedom, and ended up a millionaire. And that's a real success story. So you want to shut down a success story? Great, thanks a lot. And her family fought that big time and lost and was ignored. The media didn't even cover her family fighting that. That's not, it's not right. Her family obviously was cool with it.
Really, that's not true, is it? It says, have you seen Miss Monopoly? It's just Monopoly, but women players get double the money when it has go.
Are you sure that's not Family Court Monopoly?
Oh, oh no.
Don't get me going.
Yeah. Razor says that he thinks that they're canceling properties from the past to rewrite how we think about the future. They are not targeting us, it's the kids. They want them full of this. Well, yeah. They want to just, reprogram it. And it's a whole reprogramming thing is getting canceled. What does that say about me?
Gregory, what does that say about you? It says you're not brainwashed. Basically.
Yeah, it's all about how much of it you're willing to put up with, I guess. But it's things we can do now that.
Gilgamesh says Aunt Jemima was someone that was looked up to. That's what's sad. The people today want to destroy things that I know nothing about because of their own stupidities. Huh? Yeah, really. It's unfortunate. Like I said, she was a real person. So was Uncle Ben, very successful person. Yeah, it's like it's just not right.
And the thing that's so sad is they're taking like cartoons from that had like strong characters, male and female characters, like the Thundercats and She-Ra, and now the new He-Man movie, and look at what they did to those characters in the new stuff that they made, like the new Netflix Thundercats, She-Ra, and He-Man that they're making, and how they made them all just like kind of soapy.
And you can tell when they're ramming it down your throat too, because they don't have to for it to work. And people will say, "Oh, people can't stand strong female roles." No, I just don't want a strong female role beaten over my head, because you can have a strong female role and it's good. No one ever said anything about Ripley from Alien. Okay, strong female role, it worked. No one ever said anything about Xena. You know what I mean? No one said anything about Kiddo from Kill Bill. People loved that film, because if it makes sense for the character, people are going to like it. If you jam it in there, people don't want to see it.
The Average Gamer said, name your top 5 toy lines.
Oh my God.
That's kind of hard.
Go ahead.
No. You go
I don't understand things. I've lost my train of thought completely.
Sure you do.
G.I. Joe, but from 64 to about 94, which encompasses a lot of different variations. But yeah, I've always been a big fan of G.I. Joe. I would say the Remco McDonald Land. I really like the Remco McDonald Land. Who else? I really like the Marx Safari series. I think it's a pretty cool one that was overlooked. That people haven't paid too much attention to. Star Wars, big fan of the 70s jumbo figures, the big ones, and of course the Shogun Warriors.
Mine, I like the Masters of the Universe, of course. I like the original, and I like all the way up through the classics, the Super 7s, and some of the origins. Like I said, not too much of them, because they're making the same characters now. If they made new characters or characters that haven't been made before, I would be interested. The Thundercats, but not the LJN. I like what Mattel did with the Thundercats. They made better body molds, I think. Mezco did it, the quarter scale ones, and also Super 7 has picked it up, and I like what they've done with the body molds. Ninja Turtles, I do like the originals. I don't have any. I'm thinking about picking up some of the originals, but I'm liking the new stuff that they did. Better body molds, better articulation, better look overall. So I like that. I do like the wrestlers, the classic ones. I have a bunch of the classic wrestlers from Mattel, some Jakks. And it's another line that I have, I can't remember. It's not LJN though, but Jakks, Pacific, and the Mattel, the classic ones from WWF. I do like that. And that's all I can think about. Oh, Sesame Street, the old Sesame Street from Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker did a good job with the Sesame Street ones. So those are my top
and
five.
I've got the Knickerbocker Sesame Street 12 scale action figures that nobody knew existed.
Yeah.
That I did a showcase of not too long ago, and I love those too. Those are great. See, I was Kitty was back there.
Yeah.
She's prancing around. She was looking to jump up on me here, but she wasn't sure.
Gil Glimmer says he doesn't like the design of the new Tila and Evelyn on the Netflix show. They're supposed to look feminine. Now, with the Tila, okay, they showed like the pre-transformation of the Tila. Like in the very beginning of the trailer, I like that Tila. The way she looked there. The Evelyn, no, I didn't like, and I didn't like after. What are you doing? Leave the cat alone.
She's staring at me.
Distracting me. You're being distracting. I didn't like what they did with her. You know, after she went through, I guess, her nervous breakdown or whatever. But before that, I thought she looked good. It's the same concept with Rotten Tomatoes. A film will be hated by critics but loved by the fans. When the movie is clear, woke, garbage, it's the opposite.
Yeah, because they're paid to like it. It's the same argument that I was making earlier about you got to watch out with a lot of these reviews. People were asking me about reviews early on in this discussion, where some of these bigger toy channels, and they review something, and they're just having an orgasm over, oh, this is so fantastic. It's the best toy I ever saw in my life. They're being compensated for their review, and you've got to be careful. And it's the same thing with these movies. You can't trust, the days of Siskel and Ebert are over. All right. You can't trust reviews you see for anything. And I brought it up last week when something like that came up. Remember Snakes on a Plane? Fantastic reviews. And interviews with people and all sorts of things talking about how fantastic the movie is. They loved it. And then it hits theaters and it was garbage. And everybody was mad because the reviews fooled them. And that just continues to happen. You can't trust reviews anymore.
Ridley says, did I ever watch Diva Wrestling? I used to watch Glow, actually.
Glorious Ladies of Wrestling, is that it?
Yeah. In the 80s, it came on, I think. But I did used to watch it when it came on TV weekly. I just, it was cheesy and dumb. And you, like, with Glow, you knew that was fake. With the regular WWF, I was still kind of believing it was real. But Glow, I actually like Glow, and I used to watch that. I don't know if that's Divas of Wrestling, but I did used to watch Glow. Oceans asks, Razor asks, did we visit Michigan when we lived in Illinois? No, we've never been to Michigan.
Never been to Michigan.
The Tweeterhead Tila statue is gorgeous. It is. I like what they did with the Tila. I didn't get it. I do have the He-Man. And I do have the Hordak.
Yeah.
And I thought about getting the Teal, and I just didn't make the move on it.
Yeah.
Godzilla, Kong.
It looks okay. There's a couple of annoying human characters in it, but the film's all right. Yeah.
I'm reading Razor's comment. Probably many more. And yeah. You know, once that chick start rolling
says,
in, it make you like
what he says. If you didn't see it, guys, this is absolutely Pixel Dan, nice guy, but he's bought and paid for by the toy companies and Shartimus Prime, many more. You know, I'm not going to say, you know, I'm not trying to get into a pissing contest with any other YouTubers, but that's why I like you guys. You're not sellouts yet. I don't intend to. I hope I never get to that point.
Somebody offered me that Queen Studio Joker. I might have. I might have to say some real. Oh
my god! Yeah, I know.
You know,
and fall out on the floor and start sucking my thumb. But we talked about that a little earlier when I brought up Rad Titan. That's Rad with 2 Ds, and they refused a contract with Sideshow because Sideshow made it clear that from this point forward, your reviews are what we tell you they are. They do statue reviews, and they declined the contract because they said, we don't want to deceive our audience. So I have a lot of respect for that because there's very few people in here that would do it, you know, that would sit there and if you got an offer from one of these big companies that they wouldn't just give glowing, beaming reviews of every damn thing that crosses their table.
Yeah. Hold on. Gilgamesh says, I use reviewers in the inverse. The more a big reviewer says they like something, the lower I
know she'd have her expectations. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. D Loving is from the Netherlands. Hey, how you doing?
Nice to get the live stream. Welcome aboard. Because we're trying to do this now.
Kaiser says he hates when toy reviewers do virtue signaling. I mean, you can cram virtue signaling into anything.
Everything. Yeah, it's a big thing now.
Anything is like, good Lord. It's really said next week David is going to be gushing over Funkos out of nowhere, and he's going to show up his new Lamborghini. Yeah. They offer him some money. He better start rolling on the floor and gush and hold it and sleep with it. My Funko, my Funko.
You would be able to tell I wasn't sincere. Average gamer, where did the name Open by Chance come from? Because I'm open when I damn feel like it. Basically, I'm here or I'm not. I'm open by chance. Rakeem Watkins, what Mondo MOTU figures are you missing?
Oh, you missing that?
I didn't order the Hordak because I was on the fence about the Hordak because the price point went way up, and the deluxe version looks like what the regular should be, and I think the deluxe ought to have like a Filmation head or something. And I was just like, what are you guys doing? Also, I don't have like the Motubis, like the exclusive Merman, things like that.
The real colorful one.
Yeah, I missed out on that. Or the metallic Skeletor, that kind of stuff. Yeah. But I get everything else.
Dominique said if he got an offer for a large sum of money, he think he'll fold. Yeah, you know.
Let me see. Where are we?
We on Razor. I like MIB. Do you guys watch Raymond's Basement?
Oh, Raymond's Basement? I don't think we know.
I don't know because like I said, some suggestion, YouTube suggests stuff and I'll just watch it. Not always paying attention who it is. But if it's a horror thing, I probably did because I like to see some of the horror stuff that people have and how they have it set up. But I can't say if I watched him or not.
But yeah, we know MIB.
Yeah.
We've sent a couple of things to him actually. Steve Goldman, is there any vintage toy
show out there,
or is it all modern? It depends on the size of the show. Like at Joefest, you know you're gonna find some vintage stuff because Joe collectors are gonna insist upon it. And what was that last one we went to? Last toy show,
I don't remember the name of it. The Joe Lanta.
Yeah, Toylanta.
Toylanta. Used to be Joe Lanta.
Had a lot of vintage stuff, and we prefer to see that to modern stuff.
Adam says, do you like Transformers? Yes, I do collect Transformers, but I only collect 4. 4 characters. Optimus Prime, Soundwave, Megatron, and Bumblebee. I like the other characters too. I don't collect them because there's so many characters, and it's just too far of a rabbit hole to go down. So those 4 characters are my favorite. So I just collect those 4.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Which Motu character would you like to see Mondo make? Well, they've hinted at Trapjaw and She-Ra. Who would I like to see them make that might be interesting? Gee, I don't know.
Did they make Beastman?
No, they haven't done Beastman
Beastman
yet.
would be good in Triclops.
But could they do it with the fur?
Well, I mean, it would have
Triclops
to be sculpted.
Triclops would be cool.
It would have to be sculpted. It won't be like fur.
MC Reality Robert Perez. Hey, I'm back. There you are. Where'd you come from? How much to get into Joefest?
He had to go to work because he's selling them houses, the $1 million homes.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
How much is Joefest? General
like
admission is like $10.
Did you see the latest Nick Cage film? He fights with animatronics, like the ones in Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know.
Animatronics.
I don't know what that is.
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen it.
I want some of those Amber Collection dinos. Their price. I don't know what Amber. You know what that is? Amber Collection dinos.
I'm not sure.
Hey, I love the Toy Hunter show in Discovery Channel. Toy Hunter back in the day, they were quite fake.
Yeah, it was scripted. It wasn't legitimate. He wasn't really finding that stuff. It's just like with what is that? That Pawn Stars.
Oh, an American Pickers when they come to your house.
Yeah.
Dominique said, "What about Starscream?" I do like Starscream a lot, but again, you know, at this point,
you got to get him with the crown.
You know, and I thought about getting him, but I get I buy the original one. I bought the Walmart reissues, and then they start costing. So I just never got into it. Yeah, but I just never got him because I don't want to go too far down the road. But Starscream is a good one to get because he is a good character. He's a funny character, and he's one of the main ones. I just didn't get him. Oh, now we're going fast.
Yeah, it's jumping.
Yeah. Amber Collection dinos from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I had the original set of the original Kenner ones. I don't have them anymore. Part of the collection I lost, but I don't have any modern ones, any modern Jurassic Park. Paul Robotnik, what are your favorite Star Wars characters from the first 3 movies?
Oh, he went all 3 movies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I really like Han Solo, Darth Vader. Everybody loved Darth Vader. That he was a cool character, and probably I got to go with Boba Fett.
I thought you said he was only in the movie for like 3
Barely,
seconds.
Yeah, he wasn't in there very much, but something about his presence that just worked, obviously, because they still work him in. I mean, they made Mandalorian, didn't they?
Rakeem Watkins said he wished he had got the Scareglow
from Mondo. Yeah, I did manage to get that one.
The one thing about that I'm figuring out about action figures, well, when you see them in the store, when they're available online, like Mondo, Mezco, stuff like that, and statues, you got to think quick because you sit on it, you wait, oh, you know, you're mulling around with it, and then it's like, by the time you decide that you want it, it's all unavailable, and then you got to buy it secondhand.
Yeah.
You know, not secondhand, but aftermarket is what I meant to say. And then the price goes up so fast. So you have to think quick. And you almost got to make like a rash decision, like a impulse buy almost.
Yeah. It says Ridley says even if the shows are fake, it's neat to see all the different types of toys and stuff out there. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you get to see some items, but it's like I was saying, Pawn Stars. There was a guy I was talking to that actually. He's an actor who works in Vegas. He's a backdrop actor. You know, he does like commercials, or you know, you might see him sitting at a table in the background in a TV show or something. Not a major actor. And he said that he thought it was funny watching Pawn Stars because, you know, if you're in that circle, you know other actors who do that work, and even the customers on Pawn Stars, he would recognize everybody. He was like, I worked with him, I know him, even the customers going in and out of the store in the background were all hired. None of it was real.
Distorted Reality said that they should make some Don Cornelius figures. Miko probably would. And you know, a lot of those Soul Train dancers, they were regulars. They were hired and paid. They were regular weekly dancers, you know. So hold on. I think that's
What, you mean back up a little bit?
Oh, that's Nate said that Trap Jaw would be a no-brainer, and Triclops and
Triclops or Roboto would be interesting too.
Yeah. Oh, Ram Man would be good, and they can make his legs kind of spring. We can kind of push his head down.
Or you know what? If they cabled his legs so that they could bend.
Yeah. Put some kind of like spring. I guess even if those shows are fake, is neat to see. Yeah, because I like House Hunters, and House Hunters is fake. But I love House Hunters.
Occam's Razor. Yeah, I do remember Dino Riders and the Cadillacs and Dinosaurs series. I remember those.
Robert says, I despise Toys Hunter. It's kind of disgusting to me. Oh, you have a Mego playset bridge. I'll give you $5. Later sells it for $700. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
And Nate P, he said he asked about if you were Star Wars fans, because it seems like I never hear you guys talk about it. Yeah, I am. She's not really that familiar with it.
Yeah, I never seen Star Wars. So Perez says that we should watch Black Summer. So far not, but it's on Netflix. So but I'll write it down anyway. Black Summer. He says not all woke and stuff. So that's something we could probably try, but it's on Netflix.
Okay.
But we might can find it someplace else. I want a life-size Yukon Cornelius. Oh, from Looney Tunes.
No.
Yeah. Oh, you know what he's from?
Frosty
the Snowman.
There you go. No.
Yeah.
You're still off.
Rudolph the reindeer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Had Frosty the Snowman in it.
That wasn't Frosty.
Who was that?
That was someone else. I can't remember.
But it was a snowman.
It was a snowman.
Telling you the story.
But that was not Frosty.
Yeah, life size.
You scare people with that.
You put it on your front yard, or you set it on your front porch, like on the steps.
Adam, removable legs, Ram Man. Yeah. Raheem Watkins, but I do got the glow in the dark exclusive Skeletor, I guess he means, from Hot Topic by Mondo.
Oh, okay. They sold it at Hot Topic?
They had a Hot Topic exclusive.
Oh.
So, I mean, there's been like 4 versions of the Skeletor from Mondo.
Really? So how did you find out about those Boy Scout toys?
I never knew they existed. Oh, yeah, through G.I. Joe. Because back in the old days, when G.I. Joe collectors, back in like the 80s and 90s, they used to build dioramas. That was a big thing for people who collected 60s and 70s G.I. Joes. And they're 6 scale technically, but so are the Boy Scouts. And so if they wanted to have a teenager or an adolescent sized person with their G.I. Joe for the diorama, they would use Steve Scout stuff. And that's how I first found out about it in the 90s. And I was like, oh, actually, these are kind of cool. And so I wanted to collect them as well.
Robert says that everybody dies at the end on Star Wars, so that's pretty good. I don't need to even bother. Razor says that somebody just sold a carded Starbridge Cobra.
Brigade.
Oh, Star Brigade, sorry. Cobra Commander just sold for $185.
Yeah.
Nate asks if we see. Oh, that's my mom. She's probably gonna tell me that she sees me live on the YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She said she was gonna watch it, but she went to a party. Anyway, Nate says, "Have you seen a toy store near you on YouTube?" No.
No, I don't think so. MC Reality. In modern culture, people think everything revolves around them, and they forget people revolve around things. Things come out, and people are drawn to it like flies to a light. Thank you, social media.
Yeah. I saw Star Trek Generation recently. I always thought when Kirk died, instead of saying, "Oh my," he should have said David.
Okay.
One YouTube channel I like is Toy Galaxy. They show histories of old school cartoons and shows.
Okay.
There is no longer adults just cry.
Hi, hi, LPH's mom.
She probably is on here. She don't know how to do the chatting, so
Yeah.
she wouldn't say hello. She'll probably call me and tell me to say, "Oh yeah, tell him I said hey," or something like that. But anyway,
I was in the Boy Scouts. The organization has really gone downhill in recent years. There is no more Boy Scouts.
yeah,
It's really dead.
yeah, it's well.
Your mom
Wait,
is always calling on your videos. Yep.
I know. She is.
Is there any specific Paul Robotnik? Is there any specific GI Joe action figure you will look for at Joefest? Not specifically. I'm going to go see if anything catches my eye. I would like to find a complete Terrordrome, but for some reason, a raw sellers do not think complete means comes with figure.
Yeah, that was his problem at the last show.
Yeah, they say, oh, it's 100% complete. And it's like, oh, so you have the figure in the little plane. No, I don't sell those with the Terradromes. It's not complete. It's not complete then. And then you find out that they've got a couple of like 3D printed replacement parts in it. And as you pick more and more, and you realize, okay, this is not complete. It's not 100% complete. What is your problem?
But I bought him a figure off of eBay for like a birthday or Christmas or something. And the thing said complete. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then he gonna ask, well, where's the figure? And I'm like, it comes with one. The guy said it was complete.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but that's a thing with a raw collecting for some reason. A lot of these dealers, it's like, oh, no, I don't sell the figures with the sets. If it came with a figure in that box and that figure is not there, it's not complete. Okay? Don't tell me that it is. I hate that.
No, I'm reading what Robert Just a Fan says. He says every time he hears Boy Scouts, he keeps thinking about South Park where the Boy Scout leader says we're all pink. I saw that episode. Was it that Big Gay Al was the Boy Scout leader?
I don't remember.
I remember the episode though. I don't remember who the leader was.
I don't remember either. If you found a USS flag, would you get it and put it in the toy room? And the Terradrome is something I want as well, looking for a deal. Yeah.
I would like him to have the USS flag, honestly. I do. Because I've seen it. We've seen it at toy shows. And we watched Michael Mercy. Stupid cat, always scratching up the doors.
No, it's not the door. It's that cardboard box. You know she likes to scratch boxes.
Anyway, Michael Mercy has one, and I like what he did with his. He put it on like this elaborate platform, and he got all of the things on it, and it looks really good when it's complete and you got it set up and you got all your little figures on it. And I would like him to have one. I like that headquarters he got.
Yeah.
You know, like I like the G.I. Joe figures. I don't collect them. I like him having it. I like seeing it put together.
Yeah.
But I would like him to have a USS flag.
Yeah, it'd be difficult to set up though. You got to be careful because a lot of these play sets I guess you didn't realize when you were kids, but they were very thinly constructed and they are fragile. They are very fragile. You've got to be careful. Especially with something as big as the flag, you put it together, you can't move it. You can't move it. But I never had a flag, but I did have a Terradrome, and I would like to have the Terradrome again, but I want it all in. And yeah, you know, people are Occam's Razor is agreeing with me on that. It should have everything that it came with, and they don't. And for some reason, it's okay. These guys are cool with the idea that if the figure's not there, it's still complete and original.
Yeah, and Robert said that he saw Michael Mercy's flag video. It's one of the best that I've seen. And that's what really made me like the USS flag when I saw his video and the way he has it set up again with the, like you said, with the lights and that elaborate stand that it sits on and how he has all of the stuff in it. To me, it just looks really good. Yeah, Average Gamer said the USS flag is one of the holy grails. Is there any other holy grails? that you have in your collection, you need in your
to have
collection.
from a raw GI Joe. Like I said, I would like to get the Terradrome, and the other one would be the oh God, what is the name of it? The space shuttle.
Oh
The
yeah, you see
Discovery.
with the
Is it the
two, it
Discovery?
got like two ships.
Yeah, it's got two figures with it. It's a tough set. It's a tough set to find complete. And it says, "You, Gilgamesh, you're very brave, allowing your cats around your collection." Well, we kind of don't.
No, they
Only
don't.
one will go downstairs, and that's they're both strays, but the female,
Gray one.
the brown one. Well, she's kind of brownish,
Oh.
but her leg had been broken in the wild and healed incorrectly, and it's messed up because when she walks like this, and won't jump high.
Yeah, she'll
So
jump on
she's
the
not
bed.
gonna,
That's
yeah,
as far as
that's
she'll
as far
go.
as and that's because it's a soft landing. She won't jump up on anything otherwise. She won't jump up on my lap, but she's not going to jump on anything. If she goes down to the museum, she just kind of sits there. The other cat will.
Yeah,
so he can't go
broke
downstairs.
Evelyn's hand. That's why he doesn't go down there.
Yeah, Remco is Zombie 2010. Remco is famous for very, very, very brittle plastic. Have a few army figures. They dissolved in my hands. Yeah, you know, it's another one that's really bad for that is I forget who makes them, but the Space Academy figures. If you can find a Space Academy figures where they haven't completely dissolved away into crumbs from the elbow down, I've even seen mid-sealed boxes, window boxes, and it's all like dust in the bottom where their arms have just dissolved because they were so badly constructed.
Super Robot from Kuwait. Hi, how are you? Razor said Michael Mercy got that flag idea from GI Joe Berg channel. Mercy really did a number on analog toys. Mercy is not as nice as people think.
Really?
Well, we don't know.
Really?
I think, but him and Tony, the guy from Analog Toys, are really good friends.
Are they?
Yeah, because they used to send each other stuff back and forth.
Maybe something happened between them.
Maybe because I haven't watched Michael Mercy in a long time.
Yeah.
And Analog Toys we still watch.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched Michael Mercy in a long time, so I don't know. Who is alive that grew up with the tin toys that collects with tin toys? In 60 years, there are going to be adults just collecting plastic relics from the 80s. No one is alive that remembers when it was made.
Yeah. But yeah, the tin toys has kind of gone away, but they're very hard to find. They are. I'd love to see you do a video with the cats, giving them catnip. Yeah, okay.
Perez said, I have a question for you guys. Do you invest on this collection as in value-wise? The market is so unregulated that it is scary talking about Funko. Me personally, I don't collect as an investment.
Me either.
Don't. No, I buy stuff that I like. If the price tanks, I wouldn't be hurt. I would probably wish I had bought it after it tanked, but I wouldn't be upset and I wouldn't be mad. I buy it because I actually like it. I've heard people say, oh no, I ain't buying that because in 5 years the market's going to tank and it's not going to be worth anything. Then it's like, well, are you collecting for the joy of collecting? Or are you collecting and putting it away because you think in 20 years you can sell it for $400-$500? You know what I mean? So I just collect because I like the figure.
Yeah.
You know.
Me either. I mean, I'm not trying to make a profit off of the stuff that we collect. It's just you know, I just want what I like, and yeah, I'm not trying to make any money. Let me see. The only YouTuber I hate is Retro Blasting. He's horrible to his fans.
Oh,
who's Retro Blasting? That sounds familiar.
No, we've seen. You don't watch as much videos as I do.
Probably not.
I've seen a handful of his videos. Not a lot. I've seen a handful of his videos. You know, so I can't say because I don't watch his videos often enough. I probably can count on one hand the amount of videos from him I've seen. Yeah. Because mainly he talks about fixing stuff.
Okay.
Fixing toys and I don't know. So I truly don't know.
Says Tony was friends with Mercy till he told Tony not to talk to retro blasting, and now they haven't spoken in a
See,
year.
that's childish. Nobody got time for that.
Now, I'm not going to tell you who you can and can't watch.
So
That's
what?
why, you know, I mentioned that there are a few guys on here that I know are frauds. I've met a couple of them at shows and found them to be, I swear they don't even care about toys. They just they're just making money. But I'm not going to say who because I don't want to get into a pissing match on YouTube with people.
Yeah.
You know, and you might like them. So if you want to watch them, you can watch them, and maybe you'll get something out of it. That's cool. I'm not going to tell you who you can look at.
Gil Glimmer said the value of a toy should always be in the enjoyment they bring to you. Yeah, and I've said that before in other videos, not just with toys, but anything that you collect, you should treat it like it's worth $1 million. If you really like it, even if it's only worth $5, you paid $5 for it, and it never grew in value.
If it means something to you,
yeah, treat it like it. You know, put it on a nice display, put it in a clamshell, and treat it like it's the best thing on earth. Like you paid $1 million for it, and it's worth $1 million.
And that's my thought. That's what we talked about actually. Because couple of weeks ago we did the video. You filmed me. She's ambushed me in a film where she was like, "What are your top 5 rarest things?" And in the museum, if you saw that video, and I pointed out at the time, it's like, keep in mind, you know, rare doesn't necessarily mean valuable. I got some pieces in the museum, stuff you'll never find. You won't find it on eBay in 10 years, but that doesn't mean it's worth a fortune, you know. But it means something to me, and that's enough. Yeah, and like and that's what Super Robots there says. Yeah, collect what makes you happy. Period, and that's what I do basically. Yeah. Yeah, and I've heard people, you know, say some things about NECA and everything, how they don't like it, how you know, it falls apart really, really bad. Yeah, and maybe, but they make some pretty good figure. You know, to me, like I said before earlier in this video, this live stream, I don't do a lot with my figures. You know, mainly they're in the box, and the ones that's not in the box, I don't mess with them. I touch them to put it on the shelf, and I take it down, I dust it, I put it back on the shelf. So I don't do a lot. So for me, if NECA falls apart because you're trying to pose it, okay, that's not my issue, because I don't pose my figures, I don't mess around with it. So, you know, to me, if it looks good, it's well, the sculpt is nice, the paint job is nice. If it's supposed to be a mixed media and the clothes looks good, okay, for me that's enough. In the packaging, because I'm also drawn to the packaging. If the packaging looks good, then I'm fine with that. But you know, if it's all like ridiculous, I don't care about all that. It's, you know, you got to like it. If you like it, that's fine. Good comment. Okay, yeah. Lee's microphone is honest about the toys and not a sellout. Oh, here's a couple here. Okay. Getter Prime says Kitty has you right where she wants you. Yeah. Well, that was the boy. Yeah. The brown colored one is the female, but yeah, he just wanted some attention real quick. He's cool. Yeah. And Occam's Razor, does your son collect as well or just sell toys? He does collect. He's a collector first. He only just got into the selling this year. This is a new thing for him, but he's all in it now. He's loving it. But yeah, he collects G1 Transformers. He collects Toy Biz Marvel, and for modern stuff, he collects Legends. Edwin is there. Hey, Edwin, how are you? There he is. Good evening, everyone. Kaiser says, David, you try maybe a retro game stream. You did that one time, didn't you? You videotaped yourself playing a stream. I did a few videos where I did like a walkthrough of like some classic NES games. I did do that. Let's see, average gamer, the detail of the NECA figures is amazing, but you have to eat your Wheaties and some spinach and lift weights to take the heads off. Oh yeah. I've heard they were. I heard they break pretty easily too. I have heard that. And again, for me, because I don't mess with it, I don't really care. You know, because I'm not going to take it out of the box, and the ones that are out of the box,
I'm not trying to pose it and change it up and do all that kind of stuff, so it doesn't matter. David, quick check. Space Academy by Hasbro. If that is the correct toy line,
Hasbro didn't make that. Hasbro, let me see. I know I have one figure mint in the box, but
yeah,
his hands are intact, which is rare. I'll tell you who made that in a second. Let me look this up.
Razor says that he wished NECA didn't do that front flap. I do too, because I show mine with the flap closed because the artwork on the box is really nice. So the flap is closed, but I would like it to be open. So sometime I'll open it, but then you don't want that flap to bend too much and get all distorted. But oh, go ahead.
It's Aviva, A-V-I-V-A. Aviva Toys made Space Academy figures in like 1977.
David, when did you start this channel? This channel is fairly new. He's had it for a while.
This channel, yeah, the channel's been here for a long time. It's just
been a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been on for a couple of years.
Yeah. Opinions of GoBots. I've never seen GoBots.
GoBots are all right, and GoBots beat Hasbro to the punch too with the cartoon and everything. The GoBots wasn't so bad. There's some decent figures.
You know what figures kind of always wanted?
Jason of Star Command with Sid Haig as the villain with one of the best maniacal laughs in television.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sid Haig as the lead villain on that was hilarious. Gilgamesh, what classic games do you like? I just bought the Castlevania collection. It has 8 NES and SNES games on it. Yeah, I remember playing NES Castlevania. I liked oh god, what's the name of that one? From NES. Because I have a few of the NES, and I have a lot of NES games there. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There's one in particular I'm trying to remember, and I can't think of the name of it. But there was also from Sega Genesis. Really liked Golden Axe 2, and I like the Sonic the Hedgehog series, and pinball. There was the pinball I really like. Streets of Rage 2 was a good one. Or the pinball. What was the name of that pinball game? I can't remember. Now you got me going.
Ridley says, have you heard of the Max Steel figure? Those were cool. You heard of that?
Max Steel, that sounds familiar.
Okay. The cartoon challenge of the GoBots was a decent storyline from what I hear. Been years since I revisited it. You heard of the GoBot challenge?
No.
And Robert says he hopes that Mego finished the Buck Rogers. They did Buck Rogers? Oh, yeah, the old one. You have some of those Buck Rogers.
Yeah, I do have some of the Mego Buck Rogers. There it is. It's the Dragon's Fury. Best video pinball game ever. And one of the few that you can save and continue and go back to play. One of the few that you can save and go back to play. This video game is fantastic.
Raccoon Eye says a Castlevania cartoon is awesome.
Gods from Sega Genesis is a cool one. Also one that you can save. And here's a cool one. This was McDonald's Global Gladiators, and Ronald is in this game. I love those. But yeah, this one, you could play this for weeks to finish it. That's why it saves. But man, I used to love that one.
Perez said he used to have over 3,000 Funko Pops until the Out of Vault and the re-release started and didn't stop. Like DQ Hot Topic exclusive from when the Grail of Ba. I'm a collector, but it blows when this happens. Yeah.
Yeah. And where did I just saw something there? Yeah, do you guys remember Hanna-Barbera's Thundar the Barbarian? Yeah, I do. I used to watch that cartoon when I think it came on ABC. My favorite will always be RoboCop versus Terminator. I remember that
That was
comic book.
that was a video game?
I don't know if it was a. Was it a video game?
Mm.
I know it was a comic book. Dark Horse did it.
Mm. Man of Max Steel was
kind of a James Bond version of G.I. Joe. Max Steel with 12-inch figures with spy weapon. And okay. Did they have were they like Action Man and they had like Hall of Fame bodies? I think I know what you're talking about.
Mm.
And one guy had like a cutaway on his head and it had lights inside and he had a mohawk. I think.
Oh, that looks crazy.
I think I know what he's talking about there.
Okay.
But let me see.
Video game was fun. Okay, it was a video game. Yes, Max Steel.
Okay, I guess that's confirmed then.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did have some of the Action Man 90s pieces. You should try Pinball Quest if you haven't. It was NES first pinball game with a storyline game I ever played. I wonder if I have that. I know I have an NES pinball game.
Mm.
Have you played the Ninja Turtle arcade games? I did. I played them in the arcade because I'm that old, and I have the cartridges back here also. RoboCop versus Terminator was on the NES and Mega Drive. I didn't know that. Thundar the Barbarian was done by Jack Kirby, if I remember right. I'm not sure if Kirby had anything to do with Thundar, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Atari had a Cookie Monster Crunch video game.
That wouldn't surprise me either. But yeah, Global Gladiators was kind of fun. Is it? Are you ready? Are you ready? But yeah, Ronald McDonald does make appearances in this. What? See something out there? And of course, Gods. But this is, which had some great music, some great like techno music for the time period. Actually, don't you have E.T. the video game by Atari 2600? No, I don't have E.T. I did when I was a kid. I did have that.
You should stream ET for Atari. 24 hours?
Nobody liked that game. That was that game was not
Tiffany
well done.
Tiffany had that game.
She had ET?
Mm-hmm. Because you remember we were talking today about video games, and my cousin had an Atari, and ET was one of the games.
Yeah. And Jesse Say What says, "While you guys are still going live, awesome."
Mm-hmm.
Probably not for too much longer though.
Yeah,
we've been on for a while.
Yeah, 3 hours now. Yeah. Burger King put out 3 games for the Xbox 360 a few years ago. They weren't bad for $5, I guess.
Have the 3 Zomb 2010 says, have the 3 Thundar figures that were released a few years ago. Unfortunately, they all suffer from that sticky plastic syndrome. Oh yeah, I just made that up, but yes, sticky.
And Shanoa said, is that the game they buried in the
desert?
And
they denied it. They denied it, but then it was unearthed, and they found I guess thousands of those buried in the landfill.
Wow, Perez said he used to wait outside 5 hours for a chance to win to get a chase or an exclusive. And the wife and I really liked the collection, but we were also happy about the value we had gained from our investment. Yeah. So, are you still collecting Funko, Perez? Are you still collecting it? Herculoid is one of my favorite. Why do you think they know modern figures?
They did make Edwin. They did make some, and it was like a convention exclusive, like box sets a few years ago, and they're really tough to find now.
Yeah, me and David used to go out during Comic-Cons to get Funko Pops.
Yeah,
and we used to stand in line. Then we used to go to the mall and wait for the stores to open. And the only good thing, that's when we were in Illinois. So we used to go to the one mall that had the majority of the stores, and then it was like a Toys R Us right down the street, and a Barnes and Noble. Everything was on that one street. So if you had to go to multiple stores, you could kind of hit all of the stores because they weren't that far away from each other. But I am glad that we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of fun, I admit.
Yeah,
It
for a
was
while.
fun for a
It
while,
wore
and
thin.
then it died real quick. It got on your nerves really quick. So
Omar Gonzalez, what's your thought on on McDonald's '90s Happy Meal toys? Some of them are okay, and she's got the Berenstein Bears because that was like the only time they ever made figures.
well,
But
they did make let me see, I think it's 12-inch figures.
yeah,
And that's in a box. I've only seen one, and that's the brother. But I
and two
do.
geeks had to go.
Okay. Well, nice having you on the live stream. But yeah, and I started getting a few of the Happy Meal boxes because you can get the boxes. So I got a few of the boxes. But the '90s toys, that's when it really started going downhill, I think.
Yeah, and keep in mind that the talk about mass production back in the day. Happy Meal prizes shouldn't cost that much. Some of them are okay, some of them are cool. I have a few of the older ones, like a Burger King like the Burger King little piccolo whistle and little mini frisbees and stuff like that. But for the most part, I mean, they're okay, but they shouldn't. I don't think any of them should cost too much because they made so many.
Robert swears that there was a Bernstein Bears live action movie with Christopher Walken. I
No, I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I would have to look that up. And Perez says that now he only collects the horror pops. I do like the horror pops. I think they did a better job with that than a lot of the other stuff. And I think it's easier when you kind of focus on one type of pop because there's so many out there.
Yeah, it's
And
overwhelming.
yeah, and if you collect a lot of stuff, like some people, like the guy that got the record, obviously he had to collect almost everything that's
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there. But if you kind of limit it, like let's say you only collect sports or WWF, like you said, horror, I think it makes it easier on you. But you know,
Yeah, and that stickiness, Gilgamesh mentioned that about didn't know about it until I cleaned my collection. Yeah, it's from cheap paint application and interaction with the plastic.
yeah. Raccoon Eye says, "Why did you get rid of the Ronald and the
But
other
why did
mascot?"
they get rid of
Oh,
Ronald and
oh,
other
oh, oh.
mascots? Because McDonald's at the time they saw an opportunity to compete with what they considered to be their number one competitor, which was not Burger King, it was Starbucks. And so, in order to compete with Starbucks, they had to try to look like Starbucks. That's when they started getting copper roofs, and they started the McCafe nonsense. And so in order to do that, they can't accommodate two genres at the same time, and they eliminated all the kiddie stuff. And you know, they completely diverted their attention to the coffee house look, which didn't work. And then they went through a couple of more incarnations, and the current look for McDonald's, it looks like a Subway platform.
Well, now they're trying to make it like a place where you can come in and kind of lounge around. They got the TVs and the music going. They got the Wi-Fi, and a lot of old people like to go in there
and
from
sit
nursing
around.
homes, and they sit around and drink coffee all day. And then they got all of the high tables and things like that. It's not family friendly anymore like it used to be. You take your kids and you send them outside and play on the swings and stuff. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, when they used to have like hamburger little seat cushions and and murals and stuff inside the restaurant. It's not the same anymore. But most people in our age category, we just have a fond memory of McDonald's. But that's something our kids will never know now.
Yeah, Perez says flippers and scalpers kill the fun of collecting. I blame them for things getting out of control. Yeah, I agree, especially when they became heroes to some because of connections. I agree, and that's what stopped me with a lot of my collecting. Like Funko, I really liked it, but then it started getting hard to get, especially when you got to exclusives, when you got to Comic-Cons and stuff like that, and it was so hard to get. And stuff was going on eBay. I mean, a Funko Pop was going for over $300, and you still got something like that. And it was just ridiculous. It's like, why would I pay $300 for this? Or not just Funko, but look at the NECA Ninja Turtles, other things that are out there, Mezcos and other. Everybody got them. The flippers come in and get it, and then you just get like down about it, and it's like, oh, why bother?
Yeah.
You got to go on eBay, you got to pay taxes, you got to pay shipping sometimes, when you should be able to go in the store and pay the retail price. But you can't do that because you got all of these flippers on there, buying up everything, so you can't enjoy your hobby, because you have to pay these ridiculous prices for them.
Yeah, and Shanoa wants to know, do you guys like Pokemon? No, we don't do Pokemon.
No, I don't like Pokemon.
And Edwin, are you near North Augusta, South Carolina?
No, we're not near there. We're about a couple of hours away, but we will be at the Joefest on tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get any of the Funko Savage World figures? Yes, I did. I bought the not all of the horror ones, but I got a few of the horror ones, and I did get the Thundercats.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me see. Super Robots. Yeah, what's up with eBay taxes? Yeah, that's between the taxes and the shipping, and the fact that eBay is pretty much done away with eBay bucks. It's getting less desirable to use eBay as a source.
Yeah. Zombie says, why do people spend huge amounts for new toys when they can turn around and buy some awesome vintage toys?
That's one of my big arguments too, is a lot of the newer stuff costs more than their vintage counterparts, and people are overpaying. And a lot of times too, people don't even know the vintage stuff exists. They're in toy lines. That's why I do the showcases. I got stuff that people like see in the background. I'm like, what the hell is that? Because they forgot about it or they never knew it existed.
Yeah, but I know, like I'll use Masters of the Universe for an example. Some people want to get into it, and the vintage ones can be expensive. So then you have the newer ones that are cheaper. Even when you get it on eBay, it's still a little cheaper. And right now they're still in stores, so you can say, okay, I got some Masters of the Universe. It's not the original, but it's next to it. That's the only reason why I can see the appeal of buying all of these re-releases, I guess you want to call it, because people feel like, well, I can get in on something that I really want without paying that much for it. Now, some things the vintage is cheaper, but not all things, but some things.
Yeah, Movie World Comics says, a little bit ago I watched some of your old Red Paper Clip Challenge videos. Yeah, that's going way back. And then I never finished it. I stopped anyways because I couldn't get good deals anymore because of how Craigslist is. And Craigslist is scam central now. It's real bad.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do any more trades. I was moving along for a minute there, but then it just kind of fell out.
Perez said the exclusives and chases would be good if no flippers were around. It's technically the toy company is doing their thing, but the flippers and the bloodthirsty are. You are very right, Lady Pop. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that people forget about that with the toy companies is you are not actually their customer. The retail outlet is their customer.
Yeah, because they already got their money.
They got their money. So the retail outlet has for most of these companies, unless they sell direct like Super 7, which Super 7 is turning up all over the place now too, because they've got all those reaction figures in Target, but their true customer is the retail outlet. So once they've made that money, they don't care. They don't care about you. They forget you.
Zombie says, please don't use global shipping. It screws us folks outside the U.S.
Yeah, they double charge you, eBay.
Oh, do they?
With they have because global shipping, you send it, instead of sending it to whoever it is overseas, you send it to an eBay repurposing station where they repack it or relabel it. They relabel it and then reship it again. So you're shipping it. I think one of their big distribution centers is in Kentucky, actually. And so you're sending it to Kentucky, and then they put a new label on it, and then they mail it to where it's supposed to go. And they mess that up a lot too, because when I was doing it, I was selling some stuff through eBay, and it went overseas. People are contacting me saying, "What the hell is this?" Because they got a box full of DVDs or something that I don't even sell. I wouldn't even sell, because I have sold on eBay before, and it's screwed things up. They screw up a lot of stuff.
Razor said Mercari is a nice alternative to eBay. It has its fault, but it costs them deals. Yeah, I've used Mercari and Etsy. Etsy surprisingly has some. Sometimes you can find some stuff on Etsy, and the thing I like about Mercari, you can always put in an offer.
And that answers Super Robot's question about shopping similar to eBay.
Yeah. Mercari, again, everything you can put in an offer, and on Etsy it's pretty good. So,
Yeah.
Since you guys in the U.S. and half around the world. Yep.
Yeah, and that's how most people are doing stuff nowadays, is with eBay. eBay just made it easy. eBay made it easy, but there are certain aspects of it that are hard. That are very hard.
I didn't know that Mercari is U.S. only.
No, I didn't know that either.
Is Mercari nothing? No, Mercari is all buy it now, but they have a button that says make an offer.
Yeah.
And you can make an offer, or you can just pay what the person is asking. But I mean, if they're gonna say make an offer, hey, make an offer, and then a lot of times when you do, they come back with a counter, and it's probably what you want to do anyway. Yeah, I hate bidding too.
You got to snipe. It's the only way to go.
Yeah, he's the king of sniping.
I'm sure I've made a lot of people upset.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we've been in here forever.
Yeah, 3 hours.
So we probably should go ahead and start wrapping it up, because we got to get ready, because we are headed out to Augusta tomorrow.
Yeah.
For the Joefest. So if you happen to be in Joefest, you'll you might see us and you can say hi. But again, we'll be filming, so we will bring the show to you if you can't make it.
Okay. So all
my bids happen in the last 3 seconds. Yeah, I know, that's the only way you can do it.
You're both so wonderful. Thank you, Robert. I got a rare Zelda figure on Mercari. Yeah, I bought an Evelyn for $100.
Oh no, poor Omar. He said, "Wait, I just got here." Yeah, I know.
Oh, Omar.
Poor Omar. We're sorry. Yeah, we've been on for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Was the before everybody takes off, was the timing right? Because we scheduled this, and it was supposed to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it said 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the thing. But then when we looked on the TV, it says scheduled for 10 p.m. And I'm like, where do you think we are, Alaska? Why is it scheduled for 10 p.m.? Or is that even right?
On when we pulled up the YouTube on TV,
LJ says it was right.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we scheduled it for 6, so we just wondered. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up now, so that we can oh wow, it's 4:18 in Kuwait.
Yeah.
Super Robots. Almost forgot, need to use the reminder next time.
Yeah, next time. Yeah, because we'll try to schedule it for the next time again, so that people have an idea that it's coming up.
Gold mine back in the beginning, but people like to pull around. Oh, well,
there's always somebody that's going to screw it up.
I don't know.
Anyways, hey, thanks for joining us.
Yes.
And we'll do that again. It says 7:20 Mountain Time here in Edmonton, and super hot. There's a heat wave.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to hit 110 in Washington State on Monday, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, we will be filming tomorrow, so David will be putting that together. So
yeah,
hopefully we get some luck.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens.
Bye, Edwin. Are you in the Augusta area? Are we going to be able to see you? No, because I think you said you were in Illinois, right? I don't remember. But anyway,
we're confused.
Yeah, because he asked about Augusta, so that's why I was asking. But anyway, y'all have a good week until the next time we do our live stream. Bye.
Bye, and thanks for joining us.
Okay.